Good evening. Welcome back to Mik'd. Today's Monday, August 29th. And hope you had a great weekend. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We got a great show for you today. It was week 0. I don't like these earphones because I can't hear anything. It was week 0 this weekend. Didn't really get to see a lot of high quality, I think you would say. Now,
that's what
Nebraska,
you get for hating on Vanderbilt.
Hey, Nebraska's going to Nebraska. Woo. They did it. I don't think. Is it the row the boat? Is that where?
No,
that's not. That's the other guy.
That's Minnesota.
That's Minnesota. That's right. Well,
okay, then
Frost
have a great
is,
day up in Minnesota now.
Yeah, Coach Frost is struggling over there.
He'll be fine.
It's not a little. He's not too frosty over there in Nebraska. But week 0 was nice to get the juices flowing. It was nice to watch College Game Day. Now that's a whole other story. College Game Day did not do Mr. Lee Corso any favors, but putting him on his own. Look. Coach Corso? I'm going to call him Coach Corso. I'm going to give him some respect, put some respect on his name.
Sunshine Scooter?
Sunshine Scooter has been a staple in college football for a very, 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 very long time. I mean, he was in the Water Boy.
Go ahead, add one more
on the
Very
video games. What's that?
Add one more Very on there. The long
Very.
time.
Like, he's been there forever, right? Like, you think college football, you think Lee Corso, and he's done extremely well. He's very well respected within the football community. Now, he has... Father Time has kind of gotten to him a little bit. He's going through some health issues. And when he's on the stage and he's on the game day with the game day crew, Kirk Herbstreit is next to him and he can navigate and he can function. He can go through all the stuff without, really missing a beat, right? Obviously not the same guy. Now he was doing it on his own on a fully virtual game day show. And
in his own mind.
It was just, it was hard. It was hard for him. It was hard for me. It was hard to watch.
You calling Kirk Herbstreit selfish?
And a lot, no.
Taking other jobs?
No, look, they're all different. They're all in different areas. They weren't all together. None of them.
I didn't watch it.
None of them were together. They're all in different spots.
Oh, they're still COVIDing?
No, they were just in week 0. I don't think that they really want to really.
Can't really lock
We're
down the
really
good
not
spot.
going to put the whole show together
They
here.
didn't budget for that.
Yeah, but
They
Lee
didn't want to
Corso.
go to Ireland?
What's that?
They didn't want to go to Ireland?
They didn't want to go all the way to Ireland. I don't think that.
Great game.
I don't think the crew was into
I don't think that they were ready for that. Now, of course, Lee Corso was on the show and he was going through with his takes, and it's just very hard for him to get his thoughts out, which, it happens. And I just wish that they would have put him in a better situation to succeed because he's getting some backlash and take him off, do this. And listen, it's very mean. It's not his fault that he has gone through this and he's aged and it's this time of his life. But you've got to put him in a situation to succeed, and that was not it. So, shame on you, ESPN.
If he wasn't this old, would you be saying the same thing?
No, if he was like,
He was just like 45, like, this guy stinks.
yeah, I would not be
Well,
saying the
yeah,
same
that'd
thing.
be different.
Obviously, because that guy, this 45-year-old that has not gained the respect and hasn't gotten the leash because of how good he has been. Yeah, of course he was different. Yeah, no, get this guy off TV. He's not very good. Lee Corso, I get it. He has his moment. He has his roles. Like when he's on game day, normally he doesn't have.
Gaffafs.
Well, he doesn't have like a full. Like he's not talking all the time. Like he's not even on the stage the whole time. You know what I mean? He comes in there for the headgear picks. He does what he does, so he's ready to go, and he has Kirk next to him. Kirk's a consummate professional. Like he is great at what he does. He sounds great on Amazon Prime on Thursday Night Football. Like I think that's going to be a really good broadcast. But I just wish they would have
Set your man up for success.
set him up for a little bit more success because that was pretty tough. It's LSU game week. That's the big talking point, though. The big talking point. I don't know where College Game Day is at next week. We'll find out.
New Orleans.
Is it?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I think it's probably going to go to Florida, Utah, or Arkansas, Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, love the
Ooh,
Utes
wait,
in
yeah.
that one.
Florida, Utah, or Arkansas, Cincinnati.
Ooh, Arkansas, Cincinnati.
Ohio State, Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That's probably where they're going. That is probably where they're going to go. Ohio State, Notre Dame.
We got a top 5 matchup. We're probably gonna go there.
I don't think.
I had to guess.
I think that's where they're going to go.
I was like, wait, who?
I think that's where they're going to go. But so we're going to find out. But it's LSU game week. LSU plays in New Orleans against Florida
Social
State.
media guy.
If you're looking for tickets and you haven't found tickets, because I know I have some
Notre
friends
Dame.
that have been texting me, hey, do you know where I can find tickets? I actually do know where you can find tickets.
Where?
Caesars. Our friends at Caesars Sportsbook is being so kind to give us 4 tickets to give away. Now, the caveat is you have to download the Caesars Sportsbook app and use the promo code MMLSU15 to enter to win. It's the 29th. The giveaway ends on the 31st. After the 31st, we will announce the winner on air, and we will give them the tickets, and then you can come out and party in New Orleans with everybody else with the 4 tickets that you got for free because you downloaded the app and used MMLSU15. Lloyd's not going to be there yet. He'll find a way. Lloyd will end up running out of the tunnel or something.
I was in the former players meeting. You just sent me my eligibility tag.
But
Slide W.
we have
Brian Kelly.
we have a lot of LSU talk. Obviously, it's game week. We have quarterback decision has been made, which it's probably been made for about a week. I would assume he's not going to announce it. Hey, we have a coach that is strategic. That is nice to know. That is nice to say. Hey, you know what? I am not going to announce it publicly because it gives the other team an advantage to prepare. So I'm going to take that advantage away and give us the advantage and say they don't know who to prepare for. One guy can run it, throw it a little bit. The other guy can sling it. You just don't know what you're going to get. So I'm going to keep that close to the chest. You're not going to know till game day. Love that. I know some fans want to know. Sorry, you're going to have to wait like everybody else. We'll try to get some news for you from behind the scenes and try to give you some.
Lloyd's got something
Lloyd's
to say.
got something to
I can
say.
tell.
I don't. I'm excited for football.
What do you got to say?
Nothing.
What do you
I
say?
just feel like there's. Hey, I enjoyed the fact that I see the head coach playing it the way he is. I like this. This is good.
I do too.
Good strategery.
Look positive, Lloyd.
That's what they call
Yeah.
it.
Positive, Lloyd.
Did you just
Positive
make up a
Lloyd.
word?
Strategery.
Okay.
Strategic.
Kiss him on the mouth if
Huh?
you're a girl. Les Miles. People forget. Speaking of, Brandon LaFell coming on 6:15.
Boom. Brandon, that was my next point. We got, speaking of the LSU talk in the Les Miles era, Brandon LaFell is coming on, not in studio, via video call.
Maybe.
All technology works. We tested it.
We're ready.
We're ready.
Who's the better coach, Les Miles or Bill Belichick?
Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Not having that. We're going to talk to Brandon JoJo, like some people like to call him, about his time at LSU, his time in the NFL. He's been around a quarterback battle. He's been around different types of head coaches. He's been around regime changes. We're going to ask him all that. We're going to ask him about the transition from college to NFL. He has caught a touchdown in the college football national championship game and has caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. I don't know if many people have been able to say that they've done that. He can. 9-year NFL vet. I'm giving his introduction before I could talk to him, but I'm going to do it all over again. I'm excited. I've been able to become friends with him through Jared because he is Jared's mentor on the football field.
Yeah, that's true. Basically.
That was his guy.
Basically.
That was his guy. That was his guy. They are best friends, and we are about to be together for a few days in South Florida. which I'm excited.
I know. I'm super pumped.
Well, yeah, you're happy. You got invited.
Yeah, I'm
You're
in.
happy. You're gonna make it.
I
You
think
make
so.
it?
I mean, I got to
Make
check
it?
my schedule.
Yeah, see if it fits.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you send that money for the Airbnb?
We're all doing Spirit, right?
Did you Venmo the Airbnb?
Yeah.
We're all doing Spirit.
We actually got a PJ, and you're gonna use your fake credit card that you got from the thing.
God.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
I told Tyron Matthew about that, and he did
I
not.
know.
He remembered.
What? He does not remember that.
He remembers me bringing him drinks all night.
I don't know. I don't.
Oh, nice.
What happened?
Real pro over there.
Oh, it wasn't working, so I took it off. Threw it down. Yeah, so he's coming on in 7 minutes. Until then,
We'll
we
call
gonna
it
talk-
6 and some change.
Yeah, 6. Until then, we get to talk about the weekend. What'd you do over the weekend?
Bet on college football.
You had a great weekend.
Great
I
weekend.
I pulled a Lloyd. Did I tell you what I did?
Yeah, I saw.
So I bet 3 games. I was like, look, it's week 0. I don't know anything about half of these
Was it a
teams.
parlay or was
No. 3
Oh,
separate
there was one
rules.
out there if you wanted it.
it?
3 separate
Ooh.
bets. I was like, I don't know anything about these teams really, other than the fact that it's football and I'm a degenerate and I want to put some money on it, whatever. So, first game I bet was Nebraska. Obviously, stupid bet. I knew as I'm putting in there, don't bet on Nebraska. I bet on Nebraska, L. Okay. Then I
That
was
one
like,
went through.
that one unfortunately went through. Then I bet on the Vanderbilt at Hawaii, right? You're going to the island. You're playing. I know Vandy has a little bit of
boy.
hype. I'm thinking like, okay,
Island boy.
Hawaii's going to cover. Just thinking like, okay, boy, was I wrong.
That one went through.
That one unfortunately went through. So now
It's
2
not,
L's.
It's not looking good, right?
Right? Third one I wanted to put in, obviously, Florida State. A lot of interest in that game. They're playing Duquesne and Duquesne. They're playing Duquesne, and I'm like, okay, it was what, 51 and a half or 50 and a half, I think was the spread, and I'm like, too many points, no way they cover. I'm taking Duquesne to cover. Great. I think that's a good bet. Boom, boom, put it in, close the phone, watching TV, text Lloyd, say, wow, just covered.
Wow.
Just covered.
I
Finally
did it.
won. Got off the schneid. Went through my app, looking at all my stuff.
Tough.
Bet didn't go through. I'm like, wow. The one bet that I did win did not go through, and I lost. I went 0-2. So it was a bad weekend.
He hit me
Great.
with the, all right, I'm back. And he's like, wait.
I just pulled the- I pulled the U.
I pulled the U that didn't go through. And I was like, that's tough. I'm 6-2 over here.
Yeah. So tell me about your six. Tell me about the eight bets you had in.
Yeah. That's
Outside of the 50 million futures you have, but you
I
won
have
62 on the
36
weekend.
pending futures. No big deal. No
Really
big
think about
deal.
that.
Yeah.
That bet slip is full.
Full. I had to reload. I had to put a little bit more money in the account, not because I'm losing, just because I got to get some more gas in the machine.
App just crashing every time you open the bet slip.
It does. And I'm moving up from I'm almost platinum.
Oh, it was 41 and a half was the spread. 41 and a half.
half.
Right. I said 50 and a half. I meant 41 and a half. Okay. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but no, I took a page out of your book from. God, when was this? Basketball season? When you were doing the live betting?
Uh-huh.
I've started doing that for college football, and I've been riding this heater until it runs out. where
You've
I'm
been
just
riding
kinda
the heater
watching-
for 1 weekend.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I've been doing this for college football, so I've been riding the heater. There's been
This
6
is
games.
Literally where my mind's saying, I've been riding this heater.
there've been
Well,
six
I've been doing it
games.
for preseason football.
I'm thinking, I was like, is he
talked
doing
to
this
you
for
about that.
preseason
right?
football too, or
Yeah, I did a
Okay.
little preseason where.
1 week? He's not gonna tell us that though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
okay.
well, the preseason formula was a little different. It was when you scored a touchdown right before the half, you bet the under after it happens. It was a very specific formula.
Oh yeah, you told me that.
And so that one hasn't been the exact same lately. So now we're
Yeah,
only
that
college
one-
football.
that one has
where
turned.
we're just watching the game, and if you see
Using
a guy,
your scouting skills.
yes,
Yeah, I get it.
exactly.
I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like Ernie Adams in that regard. I can see what's going to happen next. Onside kick, called it, not recovered.
What a bad.
I like the call.
I hated the call.
We're gonna talk about this. Go ahead.
They're up by 2 possessions. I hate the call.
What a bad.
Hate the call.
That was Scott Frost saying, "I'm back."
Yeah.
Nebraska football
He's
is
about to
back.
be. He's about to be back on the market. He keeps that shit up.
He can get hired by
He's a bad
anybody, huh?
Huh?
I don't know where
He's
else.
gonna
he
be
can
at
go.
Alabama.
This is his alma mater, dude.
Yeah, what do you mean?
I
This
know
is
that's
the
what I'm saying.
spot.
He can't leave here.
Nick
Like, there's
Saban
not
I mean,
gonna
they're
be a
gonna
lot
make
of-
him leave there.
He'll be an analyst for Alabama for a year.
He can work with Urban Meyer on
Yeah,
Big
the
Fox Sports
Alabama,
Network.
the
coaching rehab
the
program.
coaching and rehab program. That's exactly what Alabama is.
It's the revival.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your bets. I want to hear about them.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Oh, you took Duquesne twice.
I did. I told you I'm big on the live gambling.
Why do y'all keep pronouncing it wrong?
DeQuesne twice. I did DeQuesne plus 41.5 and plus 40.5. May have had a couple beverages, and I was like, oh, I forgot I did it. I also did under 56 for the Charlotte FAU. Big weather day, if y'all weren't watching. In South Florida, a lot of rain. So I checked into that, saw the weather, and then went under because, why not?
Okay.
Hit that one, and then let's see what else I have.
Look at you doing your homework.
I just watched
Nebraska minus 9.5. You did that one too. You fell in the trap.
I saw how good the quarterback was playing. I was like, all
I
right,
know
here
you
comes
fell in
a
the
chance
trap.
to hop in.
Oh, you went live bet on 9.5.
Live bet.
Wow.
But the real savior of the day was the Northwestern, Illinois, and Utah State parlay plus 440. Throw a little shekel on that.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And that was a good one to
Good
cash.
for you.
Thank you for Caesars for putting that together for us. I
Good for
appreciate
you.
it, boys. No
Good for
tickets,
you.
but I'll take the bet.
Saints Chargers, you got that one too under. Speaking of the Saints, they looked really, 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 really good this weekend. Now I know they didn't have Chargers didn't have all their guys in, but it was Jameis's first time out in preseason. Looked super sharp. The way he moved in the pocket, manipulated the pocket like they like to say on ESPN. Dan Orlovsky manipulated the pocket, move his feet, make throws, not running.
Showed the arm talent.
I mean, Alvin Kamara looked explosive. I mean, the team looked. Jarvis looked awesome. Unfortunately, Trevor Penning is now out indefinitely, which stinks.
Got gout.
Trench foot.
Trench foot.
Trench foot. Trench foot. He's out,
It
unfortunately.
literally is trench foot.
I don't think he was going to start. I think they were saying that I don't think he was going to start week 1 anyway, but now he's out. Now there's 2 weeks before the season starts, so maybe those 2 weeks coming in. Now, that's got to be weird. Like, I guess last year they had it, right? Because it was the first year they had the 3 preseason games, but 2 weeks after the preseason game, that's a long time.
I kind of like it. It gives
I do
everybody-
too,
It
but-
gives everybody a chance to really get healthy,
Yeah.
even though those guys never win.
Yeah.
I kind of like
Yeah.
it.
Is he in there?
No, I'm looking at it right now. I'm waiting for him to join.
Aaron Rodgers went on the podcast and admitted to playing on Percocet.
Aaron Rodgers did talk about playing on Percocets.
If you've ever done anything
Hey.
on painkillers,
I wonder why that toe
Dude.
felt good. Even
Aaron
though it was
Rodgers.
the season.
Aaron Rodgers is on a tour of.
Say what I want, do what I want.
Yeah, like I think he's towards the end
Wear
of his
what I
career, and
want,
he's like,
look
I'm
how
finally
I
gonna be
want.
out here and say what I want, and kind of like the Tom Brady move.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be more open and honest, and
It was really funny though how he said he misled the media by saying immunized, and they just ran with it.
Hey, he's like doing what every I guess
Is he in there?
elderly person in real life does, where they get to a certain age and they just start doing whatever the hell they want, and
Yeah,
not
he's
and like
almost-
unapologetic about it.
he's
He's
almost-
doing that before he turned 40. in
he's
the league.
almost senile. Or to a point
If
where
you
he's like,
if you ask him the way he's doing it, he's like, I don't care. What they gonna do?
it does make me want to.
you talking about Aaron Rodgers being senile?
He is. He doesn't care what people think about him. Like he obviously never.
That's
really
okay.
did.
There's a difference between being senile and not caring. We're gonna talk. We'll get into this. Brandon LaFell is waiting for us. We're not gonna keep him waiting. We're gonna take a 30-second break. Get us
We'll keep him
reset.
waiting.
Get him introduced.
He will keep him with.
You're watching Mik'd, brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
You hit you with one of these.
Oh, we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Sterling Automotive.
Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate,
Man, I can
check
hear
out
you
Dos
guys.
Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out.
All right,
Become
cool.
a life of the party. You're welcome. Mic'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. I'm excited to introduce our next guest. It's been third time's a charm. That's what they like to say. It's been a little while. We had a little snafu on our end, and then family comes first on his end. So third time's a charm. I am excited to introduce college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, 9-year NFL vet, Brandon JoJo LaFell.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome, man. Thanks for coming.
Boy, that's a firm backdrop we got over there. I see you
In case
working.
you didn't know who I was.
I see you working.
Oh, man. Dude, I appreciate it. We're going to get into it. This week leading into the first football game of the season, right? It's been a lot of anticipation, a lot of practicing in the heat of August. You're probably over it. What goes into this week and leading up into this week, and do you kind of take a step back at practice? Do they kind of like ease into it, or is it, hey, it's going to ramp up because now it's go time?
Man, players' respect. It's that first week where you actually get a chance. You get excited, man. I get to go hit somebody else. I get to go run a route against somebody else because these guys, I'm in practice, the kids, they know all my releases. They know all my routes. So I get to go do this against somebody that's not familiar with me at all. And as a team, you kind of like take a step back, but then you gear right back up Tuesdays and Wednesday practices because that's the work days of the week. But man, it turned into fun now. It's no more really hard work days. It's fun days ahead now.
You were at LSU through a coaching change, or
yes.
Like right after a coaching change. You had a whole new regime. You've been through quarterback battles. What goes into that in the mindset of a player, right? Going into a season with one coaching staff, and then next year you have to go in there with a whole new mindset and a whole new different type of, atmosphere and mentality from the other coaching staff that comes in.
It's one of those you have to really clear your head and clear your mind and get ready to every day. Got to prove over and over again to the new coaching staff. They're gonna recruit their guys. They're gonna have some guys where they came from. Those are their guys, and they're gonna want to play those guys. So I got to prove myself each and every day. And hey, as long as I got a chance, I'm gonna go out here and compete.
As an outsider looking into everything that's kind of going on at LSU right now, what's your take on the state of the program, where they're at, and the direction that it's going right now?
Man, you know how it was when we was there. We always felt like we never reloaded. I think we got a great nucleus to play. It's always the next guy up there, but it's kind of hard to say where these guys can go when you got your quarterback that he leaves the game 2 weeks before the season starts. So that's kind of got me uneasy because we've been planning on this guy to recover and have a full healthy recovery, which he did, and we was planning on this guy to come back in and take this team back to the promised lands where we know we can be a 10+ win team. But when you got a guy that's your field general checks out 2 weeks before the season started, it kind of could put people like me on an uneasy streak because in this game you can't win without a quarterback, and he was going to be a veteran quarterback. But I feel like we got the new number 7. I forget the kid last name, the wide receiver.
Butte.
He's damn good, and he's going to this thing, and hopefully the young guys around him step up and play some level.
That's my next question. We talk about the quarterbacks, right? Like obviously, Brian Kelly came out and said that hey, he's made the announcement to the team and to the guys in the locker room, but he's not going to come out there and he's announced it because it's a strategic move on his part. Which we were talking about it before the show. It's nice. It's nice to actually have a coach that has a little strategy behind him than just to go out there and just announce everything that he's going to plan on doing for the next week. How difficult is that from a receiver standpoint of not knowing? I guess you do know, but not really knowing what you're going to get from your starting quarterback and how he's going to perform opening night.
For a wide receiver, it's really not difficult because we always talk. No matter who's throwing the ball, you got to catch it.
Yeah.
So, but you at the same time, you're going to get with certain guys in practice. And you just hope that chemistry, hopefully that guy get that job because y'all have built the chemistry all spring ball, all during training camp. So you hoping that guy get the job, but don't care Hope he.
Speak about, so you talk about how it's very true. Like, it doesn't matter who's throwing it. It doesn't matter where it is. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it. But talk about, because there is a difference. Talk about when you're coming out of breaks and there's different quarterbacks throwing the ball. Talk about how different it does look, and it does take you time to kind of get, I guess, acclimated with who's doing it and how it's coming out and things like that.
You was there. We had Parallel. We had Flynn. You know, Flynn. We run the out cuts. You run the 7 balls. Flynn balls floating in. He dropped strong on Luke.
there was one speed. You got one speed. It
No
didn't
touch.
matter.
You better catch it. It's coming in hot.
Yeah, so that's why I say hopefully you can build that chemistry with that quarterback. You know what type of football he's throwing. You know, if I come out the route with Flynn, I got time to make I get to the top of my route. I got a little bit of time at the top of my route. With Parallel, it wasn't no, man, I got to come out I cut. First thing I got to get around, I got to get my head around, because if I don't, the ball give him in the head. He's not throwing one that's going to drop in the basket. He's throwing a dart because, man, the dude has on. But that's the thing I say, you got to get familiar with your quarterbacks doing the spring ball and doing training camp. So when they flip the coin and make that decision, I've been practicing with both guys, and it's go time for me now.
Have you been keeping up a little bit with, obviously, the landscape of college football and with, you know, the recruiting and the transfer portal and obviously the NIL stuff? What are your feelings on that? And obviously, you know, some schools it's not going to help them. Some schools it's going to benefit them a lot. I feel like for LSU has benefited them significantly because they had to fill a roster. They got a bunch of transfers. What are your feelings on the portal and the NIL stuff? And do you like where it's heading, or do you think there's got to be a little bit of some changes to it?
I'm all for the players for their likeness and stuff like that. You know, me and Jared, you guys was at LSU. You know how we won and how national championships on the baseball team, national championships on the football team, and we still broke.
Yeah, I get that.
Now these guys get paid. You know, I'm like, hey man, I'm happy for you. I wish that happened for us. Because a lot of success at LSU, when we go back to campus, we look at these new buildings, all the new facilities that you guys have. We like, man, we built this, and y'all around here winning 10 games, and y'all ain't winning no championships. But that's one of the things that's gonna happen with change, man. But for the NIL, I think for the transfer portal is really hurting like those 3-star, 4-star high school players.
Yep.
It's doing great things for the guys that are in college. But if you're a 3-star guy, it's a lot of teams. Man, I just recruited this 5-star corner that's at Georgia. He's ready to transfer now. I've been recruiting this guy for the last 3 years. He's been in the college program for a year, so he knows what to do on the college level. I'm not going to take a chance on a 3-star guy when I could just go get a 5-star guy that's just unhappy over here, and I can bring him into my system, and I'm playing him. So that transfer, it's doing great things for that are on, but it's really hurting the coming in that are not your 5-star, your top 4-star guys.
You played in the NFL under probably the best quarterback in the NFL, in the history of the NFL, and Tom Brady, right? You had Tom was in New England. You played with Cam Newton in New England. You played with some really good,
high profile
quarterbacks.
Yes.
What goes into the preparation? Like, what makes them who they are outside of obviously the talent level? Because when you get to that level, everybody's talented. There's something different, right? What goes into that preparation, or what goes behind the scenes to make them as good as they are? And did it make you better?
Let me start with Cam. Let me answer the full question. So Cam, what separated Cam was he was the biggest, most athletic, most talented player on the field at all times. Like, it was no doubt about it. When we stepped on the field, we knew we had the best player. And on top of that, the talent he had, he worked. He worked his butt off. Cam was in the weight room every day. He was standing out to practice every day. He was the first one out there on the field, going over plays, walking through plays by himself, walking through plays, pulling me, watching things like that. he was physically and athletically gifted. Everything you want, if you got on your knees and praise the God to be, I want to be 6'5", I want to be 250, I want to have a strong arm, I want to be able to run a 4.4. He gave all that to Cam. He checked all the boxes. He made Cam Newton. The guy was just he was a freak of nature. But with Tom, on the other hand, Tom wasn't the most athletic guy. By no means, Tom was not.
You're telling me they played a little different football?
I don't think we're gonna argue.
So that draft picture's real. That's what you really got.
And my first day in New England, we was doing workouts and doing hurdle jumps. When you got 3 or 4 hurdles set up back to back, you just one jump the other, just distinguish. That was like third in line. Tom was leading the line. He'll jump over one, take 3 or 4 steps, jump over another. I'm looking like, I don't know if it's my first day here. I can't really laugh out loud because these dudes don't know me. I'm killing myself laughing in my head. I'm dying laughing like, what is this dude doing? This can't be the guy for 40-something touchdowns. But when you get in the meeting room and you start to watch and listen to him break down film and break down coverages and start to call and predict the defense before it happened, you start to feel like, hey, bro, either he watched tape before we got here or he just didn't see it all, so it ain't nothing going to surprise him. He'll put on the clip of a defense and he'll say, we're going to run this play, that play, that play. And in the back of your head, you looking like, ain't no way in hell we running that. That's not working. It's this. He'd be like, no, well, he can't do this. There's space right here, so that safety got to come down. And look, they overloading on this side, so if they bring this pressure, this DN got to drop on this. And all he's saying is all this. You like, come on, man, that's not going to happen. Do the hit play, and everything will happen just the way he said it. Wow. And I'd be like, well, we're going to run all that.
Yeah, let's do what he said. What he said.
Hey, so.
But,
no, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask.
But Tom was just smart, knew the game. Wasn't nothing that you throw at him that he didn't see before. He was by far the most accurate guy with the ball in his hands I've ever seen.
That's great. I was going to ask you because I always thought, so just like me and you playing together here, I was always wowed by your ability to move from the X, the Y, the Z, the W, and know the route trees, know the side adjustments, know all those things. As you got to New England and playing with a guy that was that cerebral, did that kind of excite you to kind of elevate your game a little bit to know like, oh man, like I thought I was pretty good at being able to do this stuff on the fly, but he's unbelievable at this.
Definitely, y'all know. Sometimes when you're on the football field or we're on the football field, you be like, man, somebody got to be thinking like I'm thinking. And then when you get a player that's thinking like you thinking, it's like the game slows down for you even more. And when y'all on the same page, it ain't nothing the defense can do that can stop you. And like you said, Jared, like me being able to play the X, the Y, the W, I played quarterback all the way till I got to LSU. So all the way I knew how to learn the playbook was by learning the whole play.
Yeah.
So that was just installed in me as a youngster. I played quarterback and I played safety. I was always considered a quarterback on offense, quarterback on defense. So I always learned the whole play. And when I got to LSU, when you had all the big dogs in front of us, it was like, man, I cannot set my mind up on learning one spot because Bo not coming out the field. Buster, he might be hurt all weekend, don't practice, but he playing on.
And he go get 10 plus targets.
He gonna get it. So I gotta learn every spot. So when somebody need a breather, it ain't no looking around for an X, it ain't no looking around for the F. Man, Joe, go get him. Cool. Yeah. So when I got to New England and when I got to New England, we had 2 young guys, 2 second-year guys, Aaron Dobson and Kimbrell Tompkins. Those guys only knew one spot. They only knew the X. So because they got drafted at the battle for the X, they both was. Kimbrell wasn't that big, but he was like 5'10", 6 feet. Aaron Dobson was like 6'3", 6'4". So they wanted them to be the X receiver because, in New England we had a lot of smaller guys in the slots. So when I got there, I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna learn this. But me learning the whole playbook, Whenever they need one, hey, we need an F. Oh, I'm on the field. Before they can turn around and look, I was shooting on the field. And then we did so. I know this time like to do so much no huddle. So if I know the whole playbook, we trying to go no huddle, it's no subbing. I'm just lining up. And he looking at me like, hey, you know what you're doing? Well, I'm here. And we started building that chemistry through OTAs and training camp. So once the season started, it was, man, the game, by the time I was in my third game in that year, the game had slowed down so much because I'm starting to think like how Tom was thinking. I know the spots he wanted me to be. And it just, man, it was like second nature out there.
Hey, are you seeing a lot of like the way the offenses are now and the way football is with more of a passing type of game? Are you seeing receivers now learning those positions more frequently, and that's why they are excelling so quickly and so early in the NFL?
I think that, like you said, the way the offenses are compared to how they was back in the day. Because back in, you got to want to say, in early 2000s, there was a lot of play action to set up the pass, a lot of run to set up the pass. Nowadays, a lot of teams are passing to set up the run. And the issue, what's going on now, those guys are teaching these guys to learn the whole playbook because everybody want to go no huddle. But you get a hiccup sometimes when you got kids coming from certain programs. For example, we had a kid come in when I was in Cincinnati. We had 2 kids come in from Baylor, and we were trying to teach those kids concepts, and it was hard. And we was like, "Hey, man, you guys threw the ball damn like every snap. You had 800 yards, you had 1,100. Like, what y'all?" He's like, "Man, how y'all know these concepts?" "Nah, man, they just told us the route every play." And I was like, "Well, how would they do that?" He's like, "Yeah, we just look at our guys on the sideline, and he'll tell me I'm up, I'm down, or I got my 9, I got my 7, I got my slant. I'm looking at my one coach to give me." We got the quarterback.
Wow.
We got one coach giving us the route. And I'm looking like, we ain't doing that.
That's crazy.
That doesn't happen in the NFL.
Ernie Adams
gotta
ain't gonna
learn
put up with that.
Yeah, you got to learn concepts, and that's why I think it's the thing that these college coaches and NFL coaches do these coaching clinics together. You got some of these coaches from NFL visit to colleges to let these programs know it's okay to win now, but if you want to really have your program built, if you win in there with this guy and you teaching them to play football the right way, and he get to the next level and excel, that's gonna make the younger guys want to go his route. I want to go to Baylor. I want to go to LSU because this guy is playing on national. He's playing on Sundays and doing great things. He balled out of LSU. And he when the first day he stepped into the NFL, he was playing. It wasn't no learning curve for a guy. He was playing because he was taught the right way in college.
Right. So I got a question for you. So as
Why
everyone,
are you smiling? Why are you
no,
smiling?
because I have a good idea what this answer is going to be, but I don't think people realize this. As good as Joe Burrow is, and he's great, right? You got a chance to be in Cincinnati with the core group that was pretty much there when you were there. A lot of those guys are still there. Like you saw a young Tyler Boyd. I know you're close with him, and I know you know how good he is as a player. You saw a young Joe Mixon there as a player. You know how good he is. Is it crazy to you to see the kind of talent that they have around them now and how good that they are now because they've only elevated since, right? You throw in a Jamar, you throw in a T. Higgins, you throw in a tight end situation. Is it crazy to you to see how much they've been able to put around those guys there now and how young they still are?
And how awesome it is that they have an indoor facility now?
Yeah.
Hey, man, that indoor facility, when I got up there, and I'm looking like, okay, cool. About the first month and a half, it didn't rain at all. I'm like, okay, cool. So one day we came in, it was raining. I'm like, hey, man, I don't want to sound crazy, but is the indoor on the other side of the freeway? Like, what about it? Like, bro, we probably got to go to University of Cincinnati. We should go with them. I said, well, damn. I said, y'all big casino with no indoor? Like, it snows on the regular here. We moving back. But back to the question. Man, Tyler Ball was my rookie. When I say I knew the kid had it. He's not a raw receiver. this dude is a football player. And Jared, you know what I mean by a guy's a football player like you.
Yeah.
You wasn't a wide receiver.
Yeah.
You was a football player. We could have put you in at quarterback in the Wildcat. We could have put you at running back and ran you outside. We could have left you at receiver. We could have put you at punts, turn with kicks. That's the type of player Tyler Boyd is. He's a
just let you play
football
baseball.
player. But Tyler Boyd has been nice. And dude got he's always open in the slot. He's got something about the slot. And the best thing about him, he's not a small guy. Tyler Boyd is 6 feet, 6'1", 195, maybe 200. And that's a big body to be in the slot. And he's got feet, he got hips, and he's always open. And the dude, Joe Mixon, the first day Joe Mixon walked in the locker room, me and A.J. Green was sitting in the locker room talking after we got through lifting weights. And Joe walked in, A.J. was like, man, that's our second round pick. And I was like, nah, bro. I said, we ain't draft no linebacker. I said, we drafted him. And Joe walked in with a white beater, some cut off black jogging sweats, some flip flops, and some white socks, with a sack over his shoulder,
like he showed up for work.
Yeah, I'm looking like, hey, I was like, that bro. I said, he's not a running back. I said, Joe is a middle linebacker. Cause Joe Mixon probably 6'1", 6'2", and he's probably like 235.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a big man running the ball. And I said, better block over there. I said, you got one time to run on my back, and that's it. But man, the way they have surrounded Joe with that talent is special, and it shows how much they believe in that kid. Because y'all know, like I know, we watch sports all the time. Kids like Joe don't fall into your lap every year. Those special kids like him come around once every 10 years. So when you get a kid like Joe, you get Jamar there with him. You already have Joe Mix. You already have TB there. You draft TB the year before. You already got a good nucleus. And all those guys, I want to say under the age of 26. Man, that's scary. They can find some way to trick the salary cap and pay all these guys and keep everybody together.
You just got to keep kicking the can
No,
down
salary
the road,
cap's
man.
fake,
That's
bro.
your-
Salary cap's fake. It's not real, apparently.
Fake, because I'm looking at the Rams every time the Super Bowl. 60 guaranteed. So it's the way around the salary cap, but they can find a way to keep everybody happy. Everybody understand their roles, man. They can have a franchise. They can be a relevant franchise and a top tier franchise for the next 2 years. Those guys.
Yeah.
I appreciate all your time. Just a few more questions. I think some of the guys have a little bit more, but I want to go back a little bit to the Tom's conversation. And obviously, I don't want to talk about how great he is, all that stuff, because I know that. But you see him towards the end of his career. He went over from Tampa, and everybody makes a joke about Tampa Tom, right? Like Tampa Tom is different than Patriot New England Tom.
Tampa Tom's going through some shit.
Hey, Tampa Tom must be going through some shit right now. I don't know what's going on with Tampa Tom, but he comes back in. Obviously, you put him on the field, he's going to play. Did you see that personality behind the scenes, and we just didn't see it as fans, or is he completely different now that he's in
Out from
Tampa?
under Belichick's thumb.
I think y'all are able to see the time having a drink where y'all able to put a pat to the back and have fun. This was the guy that was my locker mate. I saw this every day. I saw the guy coming there, taking his shirt off, flexing like I got the abs coming. I saw the guy that come in the locker room, got his beat pill, want to listen to Jay-Z and Rick Ross all day and just hang with the fellas. I saw that. So what he's doing now, he's just doing it outside the locker room. This was time, other than the drinking, because we couldn't drink in the locker room, of course. But I'm like, Tom is funny. He's a great teammate. Like, man, Tom would sit there and talk, laugh, joke with the guys all day. That's Tom. He loved that.
So I'm glad you brought it up, because I was going to have to bring it up myself. I don't think many people know about this, but when was your first time finding out about the Robert Kraft, Rick Ross great relationship that they got?
Man, I want to say. Did I tell you the story already, Jerry?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know.
I don't know the story. You can tell it to me.
Told me.
Man, no, man. First time I knew about a great relationship that Robert Kraft and Rick Ross had. I think we was getting ready for football. He was asking us like, "Hey man, who y'all want for the after party? This and that, this and that." And I think at the time Wiz Khalifa was hot, Ross was hot, and it was somebody else. Wayne. It was a bunch of guys that was hot. 2 Chainz. We were just naming guys. Man, as we talking, you just and everybody started looking around like, "Damn, that's my phone ringing?" Like, nah, you know the FaceTime ringer.
Uh-huh.
My guy, it's fucking Rick Ross. He FaceTime. And I'm like, it's a different level of money. It's a different type of money. Super Bowl. Hey, the crazy thing about it, it was like people wanted Ross, people wanted Wiz. Super Bowl after party, we got Florida and Rick Ross there. And then for the ring ceremony, we got a special guest, a big cloud of smoke hitters. All behind the doors come Wiz Khalifa.
He gave it to y'all. He gave you all of them. All of them.
Man, but that's when we first learned that Mr. Kraft is connected.
Yeah. I can imagine. That's
Wait, take me back to that Super Bowl a little bit, because obviously it's the famous Marshawn Lynch or Russell Wilson play whenever Tom screams like a child on the sidelines, where you can see he's visibly shocked that the Patriots win the Super Bowl. Where were y'all in kind of that moment on the sidelines? You're like, there's no way they didn't give it to Marshawn right here on what? They're inside the 5 with 3 downs to play with, and they decide to throw it. Malcolm Butler makes an excellent play. But where were y'all on the sideline in terms of an offense? Like, it's kind of nut-cutting time. We have no idea what's going to happen here.
Man, as an offense, we was over there. We was all sitting down talking. And we was just talking, I think it was a big play that Malcolm Butler almost intercepted. And it got tipped, and I think Curse, it had tipped.
He trapped it on his body.
Yeah, and he ended up catching it. We went from, we got it to, oh, shit. Like, go again with this. So like, at that moment, we started looking at the clock and we just started thinking, hey, man, we just scored 14 points in the last 3 minutes. Push come to shove, we'll have a little over 50 seconds, right under 50 seconds to go get 3. We can do it, because at that time we was on the road. We just had scored 14 points in 3 minutes versus the Legion of Boom. Like, come on now, like nobody was doing that. And at the end of the day, we got time. Right. We got time. We got Gronk. You're not stopping us right now. We're going to find a way to get down this field to get a 3 points. And if we get into overtime, we're going to win this game. So over on the sideline, I don't know what they was thinking, but in my mind frame, I was like, man, after he got the big pass, then Marshawn had like a little catch and run for like another 15 yards. I'm like, God, man, just let him score. Mm-hmm. If you let him score, you'll give us the ball with a little bit more time. Like, all we need is the ball. If you give us the ball with a minute, we down 3, we mess around and go get 7. But for sure, we getting 3. So my mind frame was let them score, let us get the ball back. But when they decided to throw that ball, I was on the sideline. I was like, man, I don't know who getting fired first. Somebody go before they leave this field, because the way Marshawn Lynch was running that ball, you guys know, y'all watch football. When you got a back that runs hard like that, as the games get going, as you getting deep into those quarters, nobody want to tackle that.
Nobody want to get close to
him. Especially at the end of the game.
And I'm looking at him, looking at some guy like he was making decisions with Dante Hightower, which Dante Hightower be bringing it. Man, decisions with Hightower, boom, take a stumble back and keep going. I'm looking like, ain't nobody did that to Hightower all year. So I was like, bro, just keep giving. If they would have gave Marshawn the ball, I don't know the outcome of that game. I just know we going to overtime, and from there, depending on the coin toss, who wins that game.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore. They changed the rules. Thank God.
Yeah. Oh man, they had to.
They had to, especially after last year. JoJo, I appreciate you, man. One last question before you go. Obviously, we're gonna circle it back to LSU.
Who was a better coach, Bill Belichick or Les
No,
Miles?
that's not what we're asking.
I'm trying to give you a man from LSU.
I said, man, don't ask him.
I don't know how much you've been keeping up with the team. Obviously, the first game's this weekend. What is your prediction on the record of the team, and what do you expect to see from LSU this year? New coach, a lot of new guys. We're gonna end on that.
Man, I think we're gonna win 9 games, at least 9 games.
There you go.
Now, I think that's a good number. I think that's a good number for a new coach, and what's gonna help these guys out. You probably seen with Kelly what he did at Notre Dame with that offense. But we got a different type of skill players here. Yep. So he's going to be able to do more depending on how much talent he has. It's going to depend on how much of these guys bought into his system and how fast the quarterback play is going to adapt to his system and get the guys around him playing up to his ability.
I agree. We said, me and Jared said 9.
I said 8 or 9. That's the sweet spot.
Yep.
I think 9. I think with a bowl game, they have an ability to get to a 10-win season.
Yeah. I'm putting at 9. Schedule. I just think it's hard to just give us that win because with a new coach, you never know. Yeah. Nobody knew with our first year we was gonna win 10 games.
Yeah.
Not in the SEC. That's
right.
Come on, man. You just coach like the new guy at Florida. He did a great job at UL or whatever or not, but coming to the SEC, it's a different beast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No doubt. It's going to be interesting to see. But we appreciate it, man. This has been awesome. I'm glad we finally got you on the show. Was it about a month and a half?
Yeah, we see you.
We'll see you in about 6 weeks.
We see you about 5-6 weeks.
Man, yeah, I'll be there. I got a guy back here. I need y'all to see, man.
Who we got? Where
that guy right there.
Yeah.
Hey, there he is.
Whoa. Yeah, y'all see it?
Look at him. There he is.
See them two right next to each other.
There he is.
Yeah. That's love, right
man.
there.
Hey, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. We'll get you back on later on in the year.
Man, appreciate you guys. Y'all take it
wait,
easy.
Wait.
A month and a half.
You still think about that soul you took on Thursday night against Mississippi State in 2007?
Man, I still get that. I still get tagged in that every year we play this. But the crazy thing about it, when I got there, when I took off, as I got close, I thought about Matt stepping out of bounds, and I was like, "If not hit, so I up and just gave him a little shoulder. If I'd have kept going, I really could have hurt that.
Hey. It looked good, though. It looked good.
Hey, you got to find out one way or another.
That's it. It looked good.
Give him a little touch.
Just a little shoulder check.
I feel.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in a little bit.
Appreciate you, dog.
Yeah.
All right.
You waiting for me?
Are we off?
No, we're still on.
No, I know we're on, but is he?
Oh, off the video call?
Yeah. All right. A little choppy sometimes, but we got some stuff in there.
Yeah, it was good.
So it's that's why you need the headphones in on his end, because it was going from the delay was coming from his.
Oh, is that where the choppiness was from?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you could hear it low.
The sound changing on both of them? Yeah.
It's all right. That was good. We'll have him on again. We'll do it.
But we got some good, we got some stretches of.
It's better than nothing.
No doubt. And we got some stretches, and we got some good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The more he was talking, the more that it picked up on itself. But
yeah.
Nothing on our end, nothing on his end, just technology.
Yeah, just technology. Sometimes it happens.
But he's awesome.
He's great.
I didn't know. I've never talked to him, so I didn't know what he was going to be like. But he's got personality. Dude, what a picture!
Yeah,
like that picture.
You have that?
I have that picture at home too.
You have to.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable. Wait, what year was that?
That was my freshman year. So the other two people in the picture.
Are you? He's a year older than you, or 2 years?
Yeah, he's 1 year.
1 year older.
Yeah, I think the other two people in the picture are. I think it's early. So it was me, JoJo, early, and I think Dwayne Bowe's on the other side. This is my freshman year that I was at Florida. That game didn't turn out good for us, but the picture was
No,
great.
Oh, that was the.
I had a migraine that game.
That was the.
2006. 2006.
Yeah, that was the first. That was the first time.
Was
It
that
was
with,
still the leak.
Chris Leak
It
and
was
the
still the
Tebow
leak
was coming
Tebow.
in every
Yeah,
now and
yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Leak maybe throw the best ball of all time.
I just
Best spot
remember, man. Reggie Nelson had a hell of a game. Remember safety
yeah,
there.
Reggie Nelson was there.
Danny McCray was all over the field. He was just.
did play a lot,
everybody
yeah.
Was,
That was the year.
Percy Harvin?
The next year was the Percy Harvin tip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, my only two I guess times I went to Florida, did not turn out good for us.
no.
And that for me, like in the SEC, when it comes to like going anywhere, that was the one place we went. When we crossed the state line, I swear there was like Florida people there flicking us off. They hated us, bro.
Hey, the swamps.
They
the swamps
absolutely hated us, bro. And then when you're on the sideline, it feels like they're tapping you on the shoulder. They're just right here the whole time. You're like, God damn, it was not good.
That was the one place that, like, as a fan, obviously I didn't play, but like when the team would go there, you're like, damn, we're not winning.
That was tough. That was
That was like the one place you go on the road that like I don't think we can win. Like Auburn, never had an issue.
I want to say at that time they had probably between like the stadium sat between like 89 and maybe like 95.
It was packed.
Bro, it was so besides here, it was so ridiculously loud. Like I remember going to Tennessee that year, and it was like a choir, dude. It was like normal. We were like, this ain't nothing. It was 100 plus, and it was nice, and it was just so hostile going into Florida.
Billy's
Can't
trying to bring
wait.
that back.
Can't wait till the
No.
hostility comes back in football
Yeah, it was-
season. Wow.
That was those times. But yeah, that's
It's
what
gonna
that
be
picture's
hostile in New Orleans. Can't wait to see it. Can you?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. I know you're gonna be there.
Lucy, you go?
I know you're gonna be there.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
know you are.
Breathe it into existence. Lucy, second floor. Choptools Notre Dame.
Why you gonna be on the second floor?
We rented it out.
We
For-
did.
Well,
Y'all did?
my other show.
Y'all did, or
Yeah.
did someone else rent it out?
Somebody else rented it out.
Okay.
Okay. Let us do a show there. What's the difference? Sponsored. That's what you call
Sponsored.
it.
Sponsored. We will not be having a show. Mic'd Up will not be having a show. Mic'd Up will be having a lot of fun.
Mic'd Up will be having a different show.
A different type of show.
Maybe Stewie can produce. Maybe I'll do my.
And how like you see his face?
We get a
Did you
little
see his
B-roll
face?
going over there.
Did you see his face after I said that? He went contemplating his life decisions, his life choices.
Oh man, we're supposed to have a show on Monday that day. Like,
We are Monday night, 6 to 8.
no, I'm talking Monday morning.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was telling Jack before. It's like I'm gonna do all of the things that I want to do, and I'm just gonna wake up Monday and be like, I probably fucked up.
Oh, you're just gonna miss it.
I'm just gonna
He's
try
gonna try
my
not
best.
to, but he's going to.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's gonna wake up at 9 o'clock. Oops.
First game of
Well,
the
so you're not
year.
producing that show anymore, so that's good for you.
Yeah, I mean maybe I'll call in.
That'll be better.
How about you set like 12 alarms?
That's not gonna work, dude.
No,
He's
I'm
gonna be.
I'll be awake.
Well, at least you're not. But you have to produce. You don't. You just sit in the couch.
I think Stewie has school on. No, off day, Labor Day.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I mean,
Yeah,
so he's gonna be there.
Yeah, he'll be there. All right, yeah. They don't need me on the show, really.
Lloyd's talking himself out of this thing as much
Um,
as he can right now.
I'll be there Tuesday.
He don't want to feel bad about the decisions he makes this weekend.
Hey, so the few people that I've talked to,
Yeah, that hit me too. I didn't want to
Just
say it, but
now.
when he said it this weekend, I was like, oh,
I know
damn.
this weekend.
Yeah,
It's
it's
game
real.
week. boys.
It's real, boys.
It's game
real.
week.
Are you betting LSU?
Yeah.
Duh.
I already did.
3?
What's the line?
Already
Is it
took
still
Well, no, you
3?
got to do it again.
I've been
man.
so ready for football, like not playing baseball over the summer. I'm like, oh my
I know.
God.
I know.
There is
How long does
nothing
it take?
going on
How
right
long
now.
does it take when you're not
Oh
playing
my
baseball? It's
God,
like,
bro.
damn, football season takes forever. When you're playing baseball, it's like August hits, like damn, football season, and you blink your eye and the season starts.
But that June to July, you're like, oh, all right, we're
Yeah.
in it now. It's
Yeah,
hot
yeah.
as shit every day. We're in it. But you know, your time spent doing that. There's so much time like not doing that stuff, and you just like, oh.
not playing baseball, you know how I have not had, like when I'm playing baseball, I probably, at this point in the year, I'm probably 50, 60 mock drafts deep.
How many jacks
Are you
do
really?
take by now?
At this point during the season, whenever
Oh,
when I'm playing,
yeah, 100%.
ask me how many mock drafts I've
haven't
done this
one
year.
yet.
Zero.
I haven't done
Zero.
one yet.
But like you have all this downtime in the locker room in the clubhouse, you're like, damn, okay, I guess I'm gonna do a mock draft, and you go through and you do the quick ones, and like you go through it, and then you start talking it. I'm not around the clubhouse right now, so
haven't
it's
done
like,
that, yeah.
damn. I want to check the schedule. I want to get Chris Johnson. He was my hitting coach last year. He's still the hitting coach in Charlotte. He went to Florida State, diehard Florida State fan.
Die hard. Huh?
So we've been texting back and forth, talking a little shit to each other the last couple of days. I think they probably have a game Wednesday night, but I want to get him on the show and just talk shit to him on the show. I know he'd come. He's a great guest.
What's the line? Is it still like 3?
Maybe he'll do it when he's before the game. No,
Maybe he'll do it on the field.
because Eastern time, so the game's at 7.
So what is he doing?
He's a hitting coach.
Oh, they got a little minor league game. I mean,
They got one of them little minor league
Wait,
games.
It's AAA. It's a AAA game in Wednesday. I'm not talking about he's gonna watch the game's gonna. He's gonna be able to watch the game because that's awesome for him though. It's a Sunday night game, so he's gonna be able to watch the game because they're gonna have a day game on Sunday.
We could pre-record it if you want.
We just don't have time. He's gonna be at the field all day. Well, I'll talk to him. I'll see. That'll be a good one.
You brought
Or
this up, not me.
Dougie Fresh, Doug Minkiewicz, maybe. He's a big Florida State guy too.
Big fake Instagram guy.
No, he got hacked.
He did.
He got hacked. You really thought he was gonna DM you?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way this is true.
All right. Game week. We're gonna talk about this all week. What do y'all want to see? What do y'all expect to see?
Spread still 3?
That's what I was asking. Because if it is, that's a steal. Now, I know I'm in the minority by thinking about how big the margin is.
You keep
gonna
saying
be.
21 plus.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Wait, hold on, let me give a disclaimer first.
I've had to do this a lot lately with Jack.
Jack's 21 plus prediction does not reflect the thoughts
We will
of
post
the
a
rest
graphic
of the
with
show.
everybody else.
I do think double digits is very possible. I do think that 10 is probably a realistic number. I'm not saying that we're going to win by 21. I hope we win by 50. But I don't think that – I think 10 is more realistic. Now, go ahead. Give me your reasoning.
I just think our defense is going to – like, if they cannot throw the ball, they won't put up more than 10 points. I just don't see it. Like,
10?
if they – no, my prediction, like, will come out of the graphic. It's 38-10. Like, I don't think they'll
So
be
you're
able to
saying
score.
28 points.
Yeah, but
You said a 4 touchdown, just absolute
absolutely
steamrolling.
Yes.
Like
0% chance that.
backyard woodshed, take you out.
Sunshine
let
scooter,
me
put
bend
him
you
in
over
the
the
grave.
knee.
Well, from what I saw, their offensive line is not good, and if they cannot run the ball, they're not going to move it at all.
I'm glad you brought the other game up. Now, that's something that, like, it's nice.
It's fun.
As fans of LSU, it's great that we can spin it the other way and say, oh, it's nice to have a game to where we can scout, right? We can look at what they did. We can look at the guys and I'm willing to bet. I didn't watch every play of the game, but I'm willing to bet that they were pretty vanilla in their they did, right? Then you spin it the other way. If you're the Florida State fans, like, oh, well, we had a tune-up game, and so now we are ready because we had the get the first game kinks out before we play LSU. I also think now, yeah, it'd be nice to have, but I also think that they're not comparable teams. Like, you can't. Like, you play.
I gotta believe you get up a little different to play Duquesne than when you would to play.
And your talent you're playing probably with
your week of preparation is a little different. The
doubt.
attention to detail when you're playing Duquesne and when you're playing LSU.
Now,
it just is what it is.
With that said, Florida State is not running for 400 yards against LSU.
No.
It's not going to happen. If it does happen, LSU's going to get beat 38-10.
Bo Pelini ain't walking through that door.
Yeah, it ain't happening. LSU's strength on defense is a front seven. They're not running for 400 yards. That is fact.
You mean Bo Pelini season 2?
Yeah.
The second
Not
act.
Nebraska Bo Pelini.
Not the first act.
The OG Pelini was great. Yeah. And the sequel was not so good.
Oh man.
But so the 400
big
yards.
practice guy, Bo Pelini.
Big practice guy?
Wasn't a big practice guy.
No,
believe
big
it or
golfer
not.
though. I saw him on the golf course a lot.
Oh yeah. You have a job, my brother.
Yeah. But the 400 yards not happening. Now they had some gaps. They got some penetration. Duquesne got some penetration.
The Dukes
got some penetration through the offensive line of Florida State. Now, obviously, maybe it was, lack of concentration and focus based off the team. I mean, you had a guy that was wearing velvet-looking pants on the sideline. Now
that's the worst uniform I've ever
he's
seen
a starter,
in football.
dude. He played.
And now, I know they said that's not his uniform.
How
It's not what it looks like.
I don't care if his pants were not up to his nipples. That's the worst looking uniform I've ever seen on a
pants
football
were pulled
field.
up here with no pads in them.
Oh my
That's what it looked
god!
like, no
I've never
pads.
seen that. Like that's the worst.
Hey, and even if they say that was his shirt, his undershirt, somebody on the team's got to grab him and say, "Hey, bro, get a new undershirt. Ain't wearing that shirt because that makes you look."
Hey, do y'all remember the Little Giants, the movie, when he was like, "Where's my bitch? Where's my bitch?" That's my bitch. That's who I would have gone at all day. Yeah, that wasn't a good look. I think you'll get a different Florida State team.
You
in
will.
This game.
They're gonna play harder. They're gonna play faster. They're gonna be more energetic. But I also think. So wait, where's his shirt?
You see the Nike sign. So the Nike sign is the shirt hanging down.
No, that's the pants.
No, I think that's the shirt.
I think that's the
Man,
pants.
this is like the Zapruder film.
See, that's
We
what
don't
throws
know
me
what
off. Is I
happened.
think that's the check.
I mean, why is the jersey there? Like, bro, you not Zeke.
Don't tell him that.
See, that just looks like, oh my gosh,
Look at the legs.
man, that's tough. That's a
It
tough
looks
look.
like junior high. When
It's a
you're
tough
like,
look.
hey, did you enjoy football practice? Like,
I don't know. They usually put them playing the two.
Squeaky and playing basketball.
Junior.
But you don't have those guys coming up on the field.
Yeah,
aren't
you
you?
have Mason Smith.
You have
Angelo,
first rounders on the defensive line that you're going against. Now, Florida State lost their best player from last year. He is not. He is out. He got hurt. Correct? Didn't he get hurt? I'm pretty sure he did get hurt.
I know their center was out.
I
He's their
forget the
best
guy's
player.
name. I forget his name. I read that somewhere, but he got hurt.
big sport.
Wait, I look.
I mean, their best player from last year got drafted. He was a defensive lineman. But
No, let's see.
you talking about a Marion Cooper, the cornerback, or
No.
He running routes in Cleveland
No,
this year.
I don't know.
Did you
I'll
know
find
that?
his name. I'll find his name, but that
that's
is
the
not
wrong one? Is that the
who
same?
I was talking about. Anyway, I think that obviously the quarterback situation is going to be. I'm glad he announced the offensive line. I think it was the offensive line most people probably thought. Right? I don't think there's any surprises in our minds unless you thought there was.
No,
something.
I mean, what a news dump! Like, I said I'm gonna announce quarterback early next week. He's like, here's the starting five on the offensive line. Like,
I mean, you can't.
What
you
a
can't,
tease.
You're not gonna scout. You're not gonna. Like,
Very
that's not gonna.
Catholic
Yeah.
of him.
That's not gonna change their game plan on the offensive line,
Yeah.
right? But
here's some news.
yeah, look, we didn't give you this, but here's a little.
Here's
Here's a
the
little
thing,
that.
yeah.
You know, we're deflecting what you want to give you something else. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. I think that we're gonna be able to run the ball a little bit. I think we're gonna be able to run it better than we think that we're gonna be able to run it. I know y'all weren't very
Enthused.
encouraged with the run blocking. I think that, like you said, I think that's gonna go. It's gonna change based off mentality, and not in playing against a different team, being able to hit different bodies.
I'm expecting them to move the ball decently well. Now, if they
Yeah.
are actually able to punch it in and score, we'll find that out. But I do think the element of Jaden Daniels' legs, depending on obviously how much he plays, I do think that's going to be a big factor in this game because they're also not able to game plan just for him as this thing's going. So
yeah, and I mean this goes for every team. It's not just Florida State, but like just how are you going to block everybody on the defensive line? How are you going to cover all these receivers?
I'm just
And then-
joking. He didn't get hurt. I misread the article. He got drafted in the first round
He's not hurt.
last year. He's not hurt. He's doing very well.
He's
in the
gone.
First round.
Yeah,
He's gone though. He's not there.
Same thing.
Yeah,
Essentially.
he's not there. Yeah, that's fine.
But it's
Gone
just,
but not forgotten.
but just like
Big sports show.
Huge sports show. I misread it. I saw the guy's name. Misread it though.
Yeah, not hurt. Drafted in the first
don't
round.
let this keep going. just talk over right now.
But just like everybody said, just because they were so dominant last game, their defensive backs didn't really get tested, and so they might not quite have their feet under them when it comes time to guard Kayshawn and Malik and Jack Besh and Mason Taylor and Brian Thomas. So just like the same problem their offensive line might face, how you gonna cover all those guys?
Well, here's my thing, right? Like, we talk about what's the weakness of LSU's defense, and we think it's the secondary. We think it's the cornerbacks. Now, obviously, that may not be the case, but like going in, you don't know. There's a lot of unknowns in the cornerback position. The weakest point of Travis's, I keep wanting to call him Devin, but that's his brother.
That's his
That
brother.
I played baseball with.
That'll be his
against.
older, shorter brother.
Older, shorter brother. Jordan Travis. He can throw it, but that's not his strength. His strong suit is running the football. Is being able to go and be athletic and make things happen and run, right? So if he can't attack on the outside with his arm, I just don't see them being able to run and outrun us. Like just be able to run us in the dirt because we are equipped to defend that. We are equipped to defend. God, I know I'm agreeing with you.
21 plus.
We are equipped to defend the outside runs. We are equipped to defend guys who can run because our defensive ends are very fast. Our linebackers are very fast. Mason Smith, who plays defensive tackle, is very fast. Like, you have speed on the front seven, and you have speed around the whole defense. But if you can't take advantage of what most people have been saying is the weak point, and like I said, it may not be. It may end up being like, hey, our cornerbacks are really good. But right now you don't know. There's a lot of unknowns. If you can't attack that, I just don't see how they are going to have sustainable drives unless they are just absolutely running us in the dirt, which I don't see.
And also, to that point, I would expect to see a lot of Harold Perkins keeping it simple and just being a quarterback spy.
And that's also another guy who can run.
I'll say this. You know what's weird to me is that now look, I know what the expectations are kind of like around town because it's pretty much the same every year, right? It's crazy to me that you can take a team, and look, I get it. They've had their 10-win seasons, blah, 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 but they've gotten boat raced every time they've gotten to that spot because that school is what it is these days, in my opinion, right?
Talk about Notre Dame.
Yeah, right? It's
Notre
crazy
Dame.
to me that we can open a season with a Notre Dame team, have them at a number 5, expect 10 wins, and if it's 9, no one will say, like, oh, it's a bad season, give them all this national hype, put them in contention for the college football playoffs, and you can have a team like LSU who has had way more national championships than them in the past however many years.
30.
Right? And you sit here and you watch them this year and you're like, man, like how can we go into each year? Look, I get it. I know what the last 2 years were. We all know what happened, but we also know what a hotbed this place is. We know exactly what kind of talent comes in and does. And they know this nationally as well. It's crazy to me that a team like this could come in with such underwhelming expectations, even if it is a 8 to 9 win season, and expect them to not be quote unquote pushing to be on the edge of, hey, this team's a very good competitor for what it could be.
Here's the deal: LSU is 8, 9 wins. Let's say they win 9 wins. You're not going to win 9 wins and not be competitive in the other games too, right? Like some of the games that you lose are going to be pretty tight competitive games. You may lose the game in the last 6-7 minutes, but like there's not going to be many games where we feel like we're going to get blown out from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, right? Like if you're a 9-win team, like that is what you're going to get.
Competing.
It's just weird to me because it's like, if you, like you said, like you take the last 20 years, I don't know, 22 years, go since 2000, right? There's Alabama. I'd be hard pressed to say Ohio State's been more successful than us. How we come into a year and it's like, let's just throw them under the bus.
Right.
Like they're not ready. It's crazy to me that you can expect that out of a school like this.
And it's
after what you've seen over a very strong amount of time.
Now here's my next question to you, because you are the one that has been very I don't ever know if you're
Feeling the pulse.
pessimistic or optimistic with the team sometimes. So all of the things that
Realistic.
you've heard, oh no, I don't know if realistic.
Yes.
All of the things that you've seen and heard and feel like you have a finger on the pulse, right?
We finger the pulse.
Have you changed your tune one way or the other? Are you less confident, more confident, same confidence? What are you?
I still feel like this is going to, like you say 21 plus, I don't quite see it. I think it's going to be just a nail biter just because of, and maybe this is me coming off of an LSU year last year where obviously.
I hope it doesn't come down to a field goal.
Me either, because I don't trust the special teams quite yet. But I do want to say,
I just don't want it to come down to
me either. Because 3-point spread, you got to buy it down to 2.5. Hopefully.
You don't buy it down.
Yeah. It's already been done.
Jesus
but
Christ.
I think a lot of it is, maybe it might be national perspective or just my perspective coming off of last year. I know it's a totally new regime, but the hype going into the UCLA game where we're doing the same little talking point.
But you can't compare.
I know
that.
you can't, but you have to at some point. Like my
You
brain
don't have
can't
to.
separate.
You don't have to.
You can't separate
Who says
the
you have
two.
to? You.
Me.
Or the only one that says you have to.
Right.
Wait,
Hey,
so
Kirk Herbstreit's on
because
board.
it's the same.
Kirk Herbstreit's on board.
Yeah, he's dumb.
There's no
No,
way you
he's
can
not.
compare
He's
Brian
very,
Kelly
very
to Ed
smart.
O.
No.
You can't do it.
No, I know, but it's the same kind of scenario in which LSU feels vastly, probably more talented than Florida State is, correct? Like you feel like
Yes.
if you go down the list of what you do, like when you look at player versus player, like LSU should win this game handily, but because of everything that's coming in and this being the first game of the year, that's where I get a little bit of unease. Not because I don't think LSU can't win or isn't better. It's just all of the turnover going. It's the first game of the year.
I'll be honest with you, and that's so like, because you're saying that. I think you're saying a great point. In a sense, for me,
Thank you.
in a sense, for me, I fully expect them to win this game.
Right.
I just don't see 21 points.
I don't
at all
either.
because,
I don't either.
and it's not. Look, and here's the thing. And
I hope we do.
I think no. But here's the thing. The only reason why I'm saying it is because
I have the Twitter machine. If
you have to understand the type of mindset, belief, and like knowing what it is for you to beat another team by 21 points.
Right.
Like it's a different understanding of we're that damn good, and it's hard for me to believe that they're at that point yet when they haven't played a single game under a brand new
Now, I will
regime.
say this. If LSU comes out here and boat races Florida State, I don't care if that means Florida State's shitty or not. Watch out.
No. If that happens,
Yeah.
we're talking a 10-win season.
Watch out.
Like
because
I can see that.
hey, dude,
Just
you
like-
go and do that. You go play Southern. You go home against Mississippi State, and you look as dominant against them. Boy, you are riding high.
That shifts the national perspective
Yes,
massively.
no doubt.
Yeah,
One
100%.
game. One game.
I think a 10-win
can change it.
I think a 10-win, like a 10-point win, does the same thing though. I think people, if it's played cleanly, I think people look at it like, oh wait, okay.
Yeah, like if it's played
This
clean,
is a
like maybe
different
they're up.
team,
Maybe they're
yeah.
up 17, and like they get a little trash touchdown late
Yeah.
next game, and it's
If
like,
you
oh,
get a
they 10
double-digit win
Cover.
right here,
Yeah.
I do think
Cover.
I do
Don't
think the
cover.
national perspective
LSU.
changes
Oh yeah,
a little
but
bit.
three points is the cover.
I know that's what I'm saying. They can score a late touchdown. The LSU still be up by 10. Cool.
Yeah,
no,
it's
one,
like-
no Scott Frost onside kicks are all good.
I cannot believe he did that.
I love the call. But anyway,
I
I don't
hate
want
the
to.
call.
go there
It's a
yet.
terrible call.
Go ahead.
What,
Terrible
what,
call.
y'all play
Lost the
what,
game.
what, you
It
play
lost
the
in the
game or
game.
something?
It lost in the game.
Just, like, well, why would
we're not-
why would if we're pulling that out week one, we really don't
You're
believe
up
we're good enough.
by 2 scores.
You have a 2-possession. You have a 2-possession lead, and we're pulling that out week one. We don't really believe that we were good enough. to
Hate
win.
the call.
I hate it. I
Put
think
their,
it's a terrible
put
call.
their dicks in the
Week
dirt.
8, and it's an in-conference play or what? Yeah,
They're in Ireland.
I don't
Who
care.
cares?
Free beer.
That was impressive.
He looked like he had one to make that
Yeah.
call, or 6.
But
5 years.
I do think five full beers.
5
Five
years?
full beers. I do think if
Scott Frost can
LSU
coach today after having 5 whole beers.
Chad,
Nah,
Oh no, coach, that's too much.
Chad, you more fucked up than
I don't
I.
think he can coach like that.
I saw Chad last night. He was high.
Yeah, go have my back. But if LSU is able to, which I think is so funny because we're putting such a massive precedence on this game,
There is.
and if LSU was able to win by 2, we're like, oh, 10-win season. You know, it flips the script and like changes the narrative so quickly.
I can't
Whenever
wait.
Well, but that's
I
why I
can't-
keep saying what I'm saying is like,
Yeah.
so if they were to go in there and win by 20, the national
feel
stage would be like,
different.
oh, they're real. Well, what made you think they weren't
Yeah.
real before?
I think
Because I'm
it goes
optimistic.
back to 2020
Because
and
I'm
the UCLA
optimistic.
game.
Right.
Because I'm an optimist. I can't wait until that does happen, and then Lloyd comes back like, man, we're gonna win 10, maybe 11. And like I told y'all, and then obviously if that doesn't happen, then I will come out and say that. Now
Well,
I will admit that I was wrong. You talked about the 2 quarterback system and how that's what he used to do a lot at Notre Dame, and how that's what's gonna happen. And I was like, yeah, both quarterbacks will play, but I think he wants to pick one. I think I'm leaning towards a little bit more. They're probably gonna play 2 quarterbacks.
When
for a
A,
little
1B.
while.
1A, 1B.
And I said that I didn't think that was going to be the case. Now I'm leaning towards that maybe being the case. I hope somebody takes it by the reins and says, "Oh, I'm too good. You can only have one guy, and that's me." I hope that's the case. That's what I want to see. But who knows?
And I don't think it'll be decided by week 1.
No.
You'll see both, right? Who do you think gets the lion's share of the
At least
sacks?
we're not doing what Michigan's doing.
I'll,
Oh, you love that?
no, I don't. I'm perplexed by Michigan's strategy.
Did you hear what they're doing?
No.
Okay, so
2 quarterbacks.
2 quarterbacks, right? Harbaugh's playing McNamara, who was a starting quarterback last year.
yeah.
First game of the season. The other quarterback starting the second game of the season.
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
He already came out and said this?
Yes.
Yes.
And then the third, they're going to make the decision before the third game after those first 2 starts. So each quarterback
they
gets
playing?
a start.
Nobody.
The
Nobody.
Sisters
So they
of the
get to do
Blind
it.
or something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Each quarterback gets a start, and then he's going to make the decision. What happens if they play equally as good or equally as bad? What
When
happens?
A1B.
Then you're in the same spot.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like
I just
that.
don't know why he told everybody.
I
when
just
you
think
have
that.
Brian
Hey, that's
Kelly
an O move.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'll
it-
say this. I really do think Brian Kelly really wanted
I thought
to
you
I
have-
thought you were
I
on the
thought you were
one-name
going to go
basis
first name
again.
basis
I
right
was
there.
too, and in my mind I was like, "Yeah, we're not there yet." So I'm gonna keep going with this. I do think that I do think he wanted to have, like, literally, like, "Hey, this is the guy. He took the reins. He's gonna do the thing." That might not have happened yet. They probably have named the starter inside the building. I do think at some point in the year, he, like you said, he wants to get to that.
I
just don't think
mean,
he is there yet.
I think he's
which also,
always-
in a way, I guess, in a little bit, I don't really love 2 quarterback situation, but it probably bodes well for what he's seen.
Yeah.
out of both of them. So
And like I think he's always in his career, he's probably always wanted to pick one, but wanted to in his head, but maybe there hasn't been. The times that he's done it, maybe there hasn't. Like the quarterbacks haven't said, "Okay, I am good enough to do everything that you want to do." Right? Like maybe that is the
scrimmages
reason.
they've had. Maybe one. Maybe they've both done well enough. You know, one hasn't just taken off and said, "Yeah, this is me and not him," or one just hasn't had a terrible day on those days yet.
His quarterback strategy is bizarre. Like I've never seen a coach that does the 2 quarterback system this often.
I understand, but listen, he developed Ian Book into a very good college quarterback, and Ian Book stinks.
Well, let's think of it this way. You can say that, but you can also look at it this way. Which one of his quarterbacks has gone to the league and been a dude?
None.
So maybe he's never had guys there.
But that's a good point.
That is a good point. I mean, there's no better, I would say, not indictment, it's the opposite of indictment. No better, like, coup for Brian Kelly.
I've been successful in not having a true
when
quarterback.
you see Ian Book, and I mean, love the guy. I'm sure he's doing great.
Oh, do you love him? You know him?
No, I'm
Okay,
like I said, sure he's a great person. For the New Orleans Saints, he's not it.
They say he's regressed.
Oh,
Like throughout this year,
No
like
shit.
the way he's going through is like they say hasn't.
fucking awful. You can't bet on the Saints because of Ian Book. You can't take him in the preseason.
He hasn't been good.
But I guess what he did at Notre Dame is like a little, here's your flowers, Brian Kelly, because he has regressed.
Well, here's the crazy thing about Ian Book is last year he had progressed and made some development strides to the point where they couldn't take him off of the roster because they didn't think that they were going to be able to keep him and put him on the practice squad. So he stayed on the 53-man all year last year. So he had a full year on the 53-man. This year,
Fat and happy.
I think that he is getting on. He's going to get put through waivers and get put on the practice squad.
Mikey still didn't want to play him over Trevor Siemian last year.
I didn't. I did not want him over Trevor Siemian.
Mikey's like, no, Trevor's going to get his going.
I think Trevor Siemian is better than him.
Rod Sibian.
I think Trevor Siemian is better than him. I really do. That's how bad he's been playing.
He has been awful. I mean, I have to eat crow on my Andy Dalton takes just because I think he's just a weirdo. But he's a competent backup, and thank God.
Bro, he's a competent starter. Like he'd be an average, decent. Like he could do okay as a starter. I wouldn't want him as my starter, but like if he had to start 2 or 3 games, okay, I know that. Like the whole offense is still in play.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I
Like
agree.
that, and that's.
I think Andy's better than you think. He's not a star, but I don't think he's ever been on the field with the type of talent they have on the Saints.
Yeah.
Big
Meaning
mistake.
like he wouldn't have to be the star.
Quarterbacks, obviously football, they rule football. They are the talk of the town in whatever school you're going to. You have to have a good quarterback.
Pick one, 3, 2, 1. Who walks out for LSU through the
Damn.
tunnels? New
Whoa.
Orleans Saints.
You have to.
You're super
You
dumb.
literally have to ask the question before you count down. You can't count down 1, 2, 3, then ask the question, then make me pick one.
Didn't make me
That-
look like I can't answer.
Yeah, that did not work. That was confusing to me.
I answered it.
What did you
Daniel
say?
Probably get the first snap.
What did you say?
Jaden, who is the starting quarterback? And I don't
Who
think
takes snap
I think
one?
I have 2 different questions here: starting quarterback and who gets the lion's share of the snaps? Because I think they could be 2
Of
different
the game
answers.
of the year. Like
The first
lion's share of the
game.
snaps of the year. Like who's gonna?
No, of game 1 against Florida State.
I think the lion's share. I'm gonna go backwards. I think the lion's share of the snaps is going to depend on how the game is being played. Like I think.
God, I can't wait for this to happen.
I think that is the line. Like whoever's going to get the lion's share of the snaps. It's not about how the performance of they are doing. It's about how Florida State is attacking LSU and how LSU is attacking them and what is having success. That as far as like scheme, that's gonna determine that. As far as his first start, I think Jaden Daniels gets the first.
I think the answer is both the same. I think it's gonna be Jaden and Jaden in
Okay.
game 1.
In game 1, it changes later.
I like Nuss. I think Nuss.
We'll see.
I
Well,
think
we'll
Nuss
see what
gets
kind
the
of production
most
we get.
starts throughout the course of the year. Does that make? Can I do that?
most snaps or most starts?
Starts. I think he's going to start the most games through the course. Like when it's all said and done, Nuss will have more starts than Jaden.
If he ends up getting more starts, and if Jaden starts game 1 and Nuss ends up having more starts, he's gonna have more snaps too.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna go.
Yeah. Right.
I just think there's such a precedent placed on this first game of the year that he's kind of going like I'm a third of the kitchen sink.
And
at
listen,
him.
and I look. Maybe Nuss
wants
is
to win
like,
this one
and,
bad.
and maybe Nuss has like blown him out of the water as far as like, damn, this kid is like ready. I think if Nuss starts, you're gonna see more Nuss than Jaden. Like you're not gonna see. You're gonna have some packages for Jaden. You're gonna see more Nuss. I think if Jaden starts, you're gonna have more of a 2 quarterback system. Does that make sense? Is that fair to say?
Because
God,
this is
this
more
makes
of a
me nervous.
thrower.
Speaking of quarterbacks from LSU, you think Max Johnson wishes he was still here?
No,
Do you think he would be the starter?
no.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, did through 27 touchdowns and 4
Well, no,
interceptions
he was
last
great.
year.
I feel like that was the reason he left so early. That made me beat
his brother.
They fooled him. They hoodwinked
And they said, hey, you're going to be the starter. And then Haynes King, who we said was probably going to start, and Lloyd said no because he had a
catastrophic injury.
God forbid he recovers from his ankle injury.
It was dislocated.
So Haynes King beats out Max Johnson. Is Max's brother even starting? Is he the starting tight end for them?
The grass is not always green.
Not always greener. Sometimes it is. In this case, I don't think it was.
Especially at Texas A&M, where they'll arrest you for that.
Arrest you for what?
What? For the oh, I got it.
Alex Caruso
I got it.
arrested at his own airport in A&M
Well,
for a grinder.
Yeah, with some paraphernalia, still remnants in there. I think. That's tough.
Grass isn't always greener.
Tough situation there.
But I'm shocked that Max Johnson actually wasn't named the starter because of everything that you laid out in terms of what he was able to do under a mess of an LSU offense. Like, I feel like everybody can agree with that.
Yep.
Especially after Kayshawn went down, where it was like, okay, what are we going to get every week, boys? It was a whole lot of nothing. But then A&M parlays his brother into a two-player swing, one of which isn't starting, and I'd imagine that his brother is.
I want to know what actually really happened
And
because
leaves
there's
LSU
something.
in the wings waiting for a tight end, but it seems like your guy, Mason
I think
Taylor,
they got
might
one
be
here.
an answer.
I think they got one here.
I think they're fine.
I think they're
Did you
fine.
see what BK said about him?
No.
Yeah, we talked about that on last
Friday.
Week. Yeah,
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay.
we're gonna get another one.
I
Next
thought there
year.
was
We're gonna
something
have
else
two
said
really good
about it.
tight
Let's
ends
say
coming
no.
here next year, or next year, and Mason Taylor this year.
Reed Gilbert's coming back?
No, the other guy from the Midwest.
Galloway?
Yeah.
Is his name like Tavion
Mac.
Galloway or something?
Mac Markway?
Oh, there's two guys. We got two guys. Two guys.
Well, yeah.
Two
Brian
tight
Kelly
ends.
loves a tight end.
I know that. We've established that. So does
Joe loves a tight end.
So does the Patriots. So does a lot of teams love the tight ends because it's a mismatch nightmare for defenses. If you have a tight end that can run and catch, good luck trying to cover him, especially in college with linebackers.
It's too fast for linebackers, too physical for DBs.
Yep.
It's tough.
That's why.
Block a little bit
that's,
of both.
that's what happens.
Tough.
You know what I mean? Then you try to bring.
Sounded like a pundit.
Tough. I honestly, for the longest too, I've honestly not understood how the tight end position is in way higher coveted in the NFL when it comes to
I
drafts.
think it's starting to be.
It's the NFL's
But
dirty
I
little
mean,
secret.
we've been knowing this. We've been knowing this is a thing for a while.
Right.
Aaron Hernandez put a little damper on it.
See, but what they did was Aaron Hernandez was basically, now he could block, but he was basically the wide receiver of the two. Now I know Gronk could run and catch and do all that stuff, but Aaron Hernandez had the body type of
A murderer.
more of a wide receiver. Like he had a little bit of. They're very good at what they did, but they're both a little different, right? Like Gronk is a monster. I guess Aaron Hernandez is a monster. Too. Yeah. I guess he's a monster. He was a monster too, but
Catching bodies on and off.
Yeah. He played a running back too.
yeah.
He was good.
I think that's what you're gonna see.
He had a different mindset.
I'm
didn't he?
trying.
I think so.
I'm gonna try
It's
to.
not funny. Stop.
Okay,
It's
as
not
far
right.
as like football play on the field, talent wise, like the way they used him, I think that's the type of stuff that you're gonna kind of see from Jack. Put him in the running back position, motion him out, get mismatches. He's a tight end, but not really a tight end. Like that's what you're gonna see. You're gonna get the two. You're gonna get, huh?
Like chips, like there's some chip.
Yeah.
blocks,
Like
you
he's
know.
gonna help with some block. He's a very physical blocker anyway as a receiver.
He likes that shit.
Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah,
But
he does.
he's gonna be more in routes. You're not gonna put him at the end of the line of scrimmage and say, okay, I need you to seal off this
Yeah.
end. That's not happening.
Not anymore.
No, it's
I
not
feel like he
happening.
had to do that last year, and you kind of
Right.
put him at his wit's end, and
Right.
now he's in the.
We
wide
don't want you to.
receiver
We don't
room.
want you to combo up to the linebacker. That's just
Hey,
not
you're
gonna do all
not
that.
gonna have to touch Will Anderson by yourself. You're gonna chip maybe to help, but you're not.
We need your help.
Yeah, but you're not going to say, "Hey, you're gonna the
But
tight end.
he's
You're
not
blocking
yours.
Will Anderson." That's not happening.
We're not
It's
going to win those.
One-on-ones.
If we're scheming those up, we're just not putting
Yeah,
them in
yeah,
a good spot
It's
to
just not.
succeed.
Nah, that's not what you want to see. But you're gonna say, "I'm just so happy that it's here."
Did you get anything from the Duquesne game?
No.
No.
Other than the fact
Did
that
you watch it?
I didn't put my bet in and I lost my. Didn't get.
No, I didn't. I don't think they
I
got.
watched-
I don't think they got much out of it either.
I watched a
besides
little
what
bit.
maybe their base things are.
Yeah.
If any of that's changed at all, that's about it.
The only game.
that playbook was. If there's this of the real playbook, they got about this much of it out in the game.
We'll say the running backs do run hard, but it's easier to break tackles against.
Florida State's
them.
running
I
backs
would
are
run
always
hard
gonna
against
run hard.
Duquesne as well. Like,
what?
they were probably fired up to play Duquesne.
No doubt. Like, hey,
Like,
this
I
is
bet-
we're
yeah,
gonna
look at
pad our
50
stats.
over there.
Listen,
I'm trying to be out by the middle of the second with 3 tutties.
Yeah.
These numbers are gonna take them for the next 4 games. Like you're gonna look at their season's numbers after 4 games. You're like, damn, they're averaging 7.5 yards a carry and 300 yards rushing a game. Yeah, that's because they ran for 700 yards against Duquesne. You know what I mean? Like that's gonna keep them and that's gonna make them look good. And they're gonna have some good tape and But the only game that I really watched from beginning to end is the Nebraska game. I'm very mad that I did.
Trey
I
Palmer looked
You
love
good.
It
mad
was
that
a
you
great
watched
game.
it or you mad that you bet on it?
I mean, I watched it and
What made you bet Nebraska?
The optimist showed up. That's what.
Their offense, I mean, they were so much more
because I knew who the quarterback was, right?
Shane
Obviously,
Thompson.
I knew that he was like, okay, this guy's good. Like we're playing against Northwestern
In Ireland.
in Ireland. Like it's a weird thing. Like usually when you're playing over there.
Overseas, over there.
And not in a spot that you're not like you have to travel a long ways. Usually you take the team that is more talented because I just feel like their talent over time in the game, like the talent is going to just take over. And I could be wrong. Maybe they say, okay, well, you take the team that's not as good because the talent team is going to be flat, whatever. But I just thought they were way more talented. I didn't think that Northwestern's quarterback balled out. He was making all kinds of throws, and he balled out. And I'm telling you, the turning point of the game was the onside kick that lost them the game.
Yep. Trey Palmer looked good, though, for Nebraska.
No, I would agree that Nebraska looked better to the point where I live bet him. I was like, Nebraska is clearly the better team.
Yeah.
But do you really think that one onside kick was the reason?
I think that's why I lost.
that was the biggest turning point in the game for you?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Do you see the merit in it, though? That's like saying if the Saints lose the Super Bowl because they onside kicked it as opposed to recovering it. It's the same idea, right?
What was the score in the Saints game at the time?
They were down.
Exactly.
How many games had they played on the season at the time?
A
So
bunch.
how much film did we have on what they usually do?
That
On
I agree
onside
with.
kicks.
All
Okay,
right,
see
so
there.
like, that's my point. Dude. If we're pulling that out game one while we're up by 2 possessions, we don't really have much trust in who we are.
See, I think it was a seminal, Nebraska football is back. I'm Scott Frost. I used to play here whenever I played under Tom Osborne.
Well, they're not back.
If
'cause they're back
you were
to the
back,
ranking column,
people.
yeah.
If you were back and if you want to play like Nebraska played under Tom Osborne, you're up by 10 points or whatever it was. You kick the ball
You
deep
run
and
it
you let
down
the
their
defense
throat.
You put the
say,
black shirts
yeah,
out.
you let the defense stop them and you get the ball back, score again, boom. Now it's Nebraska football. That's not the case. They said, oh no, we don't know if we're back. We think that we're back. We hope that we're back. So we're going to try to gimmick them to being back and get all this team confidence. That's what happened, and it didn't happen. Now we just flipped your mindset. Now
No,
you got-
I'm still with it. I'll ride with the coach that believed so much in what he wanted to do that let's get the ball back and bury these people.
So-
Score
and that's
again.
why-
Are you
That's
going
why
to be
he'll
paying
be
his
fired.
buyout at the end of the year then?
No, I probably won't watch another Nebraska game, to be honest. That just happened to be the only one on. But I understood the sentiment, and I respect it as coach myself whenever I coach Powder Puff.
Okay, so time
Same
out. Let me just flip this around. If you were wearing red and white on Saturday,
Cream.
and you just bled that, right? And you saw that team up by what they were doing, dominating the game the way they were doing it, and Coach Frost does that.
Okay, you know he can't put himself in that situation.
How
Let's
happy
go
are
up
you?
18.
How much are you still standing by him then?
I agree
No,
with
you-
that. See, I
You
still
can't
agree
put him
with
in
the
that.
sentiment.
His brain can't go there.
He's
If
not.
Brian Kelly did that, what would you say?
He's not. You're
Oh,
not telling
fire
the
him.
truth. All right, then. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I
There's
love
no
an
way.
onside kick. That's the ultimate sign of either fake bravado or confidence. It turned out to be fake bravado. But,
I don't think
I
the
don't even think
onside
that's
kick is
bravado.
ever confidence. Like
that was a total, let's end this game right now.
That's
score a
fake
touchdown.
bravado.
Yeah,
I
but
think
that's
an
dumb
onside-
because wait, Lloyd, you do understand how that stuff usually happens, right? Like I can remember back in my day playing here, we would.
Y'all faked more
Okay, well
special
listen,
teams
okay,
than
because
anyone.
I'm about to tell you how it happened. It literally came off of, hey, look, we have these plays. We practice them every single day at the beginning of practice, blah, 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 blah. We wouldn't pull this out until we had 7, 8 games on the year. We've got 6 games of game tape against someone. They keep doing this when we see them do this. All right, this is the team we're pulling it out against. It wouldn't happen in week 1 because you don't have enough data of what they're doing now. You can't go off of what they did. You can't go off of who they were. You got to go off of what you got now. So you don't have enough data on, man, this guy's really bad. He turns his eyes before the ball's kicked off every time. He wasn't on the kickoff team last year. You get what I'm saying? Or maybe he was. I don't know. My point is, this is a new year. You have to have enough data to say, this is the time to do it.
I totally agree with that.
So doing it game one is just, for me, it's
That
just
was
like,
just a nut drop.
You're out, dude. Like, you're literally rolling a dice on something that's a bad investment.
If you're going to do an onside kick, guys, back to Waterboy.
Where's my bitch?
Yeah, where's my bitch? And you got to kick it right at the guy.
And he was on the sideline for Duquesne.
Poor guy.
God, it's here, boys.
I feel it.
It is
I
here.
hate that I do this to myself.
Hey, also, I like to say, I
hate that I do this to myself.
I would like to say this. We went the whole month of August, every show at Earl's on Friday. Did not miss one Friday. I like to say that. Because this Friday is not August. And we're not
Are you missing it?
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
I can say that.
No, we got a great Friday ahead of us.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're going to go. We got a pregame on Friday at Earl's during the show. And then the boys are coming to the crib for our fantasy draft.
Got a big draft going.
Big draft.
What time's the draft?
I don't know. We'll send you the invite.
Should we go live?
No.
So I could get some B-roll from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually don't know exactly when the draft is. The exact time.
We were shooting for 7:30, right?
Yeah.
4:30 to 6. Pack up.
Yeah, hard out.
Hard out.
Hard out.
Yeah.
Walk-ons.
No.
No.
That was excellent this
No.
weekend. Thank you.
What? A hard out? That makes no sense with the hard out. Gotta figure out what we want to eat. I don't know if I want to cook. I think I'm gonna get some food.
Doze.
I would say Doze is a convenient sponsor.
Maybe some does.
Iverstein's sponsors the other
Those
show.
is hard to cater for that many dudes with steaks.
Yeah.
How many are we talking? 12 team?
It's 12
12
always
team.
a 12-team league. Listen to me.
Yeah.
I don't
10 teams is not fair.
8 team. If you have an 8 team, I don't have any. I don't.
Anything less than 10 is not. It's literally
Who's in the
autopilot.
league?
That's stupid.
Me and him.
Who's in the league?
Yeah.
Me.
Who is in the league now? We have some
Me.
people drop out.
We didn't have anyone drop out this year.
Kyle didn't drop out.
Kyle dropped out last year.
Oh.
It's me, him, Sean, Nick Poniff, Chris McGee, Owen Kane, Will Davis, Taylor
Nate.
Davis, Nate,
Matt.
How many are going to be in person for this draft?
Mike.
Mike.
We have one
And
more.
there's one
Sneaky
more.
P.
Risky.
Who's the
Did you
last
get it
one?
right?
Who's the last? Did I say you?
Yeah.
There's one more. I don't know why I'm missing.
Lloyd.
No, I mean he's already in. I don't know.
who is
I don't
the
know why
12th
I'm
one?
missing.
I don't know, but
Good. Wait, does everybody show up to this thing? Everybody
No.
in person?
no, not everybody.
not
No,
everybody.
Mike won't be there. He's at he's hunting. He's on his big hunting trip, so he's gonna auto draft his team. Dr. Fury is not.
This is
gonna
the
be
first
there.
time me and him been in person for this draft.
How about this? I
We
had a
haven't missed
draft. I had a draft party at my old house. I let them host a draft party at my old house, and I wasn't even there. And boy, were there some good stories from that party.
I heard they had a great draft party.
Great. They had a great draft party at my house that I hosted, and I wasn't there.
I wasn't. Yeah, we were nowhere. We didn't even get phoned into that thing.
We didn't even get phoned.
We didn't get FaceTime in. We didn't
No
even,
witnesses.
I was no part of it.
Don't let Mikey see what's happening here.
no witness. Oh, I knew it happened. I mean, I gave the okay. I knew that
Change
at that
the
time
sheets.
in our lives, the age that we were at, and the situation, the situation everybody was in.
The boys went to the party.
I think most of the guys are single.
The vast majority.
Yeah,
of them.
probably 95% of the guys were
Yeah.
single and were younger, and they wanted to have a good time. So I offered up my home, and they had a good time.
Oh, Gibbs.
Micah Gibbs.
Think about your home. Think about your old.
There you
Gibbs.
go. We're
There you
brought
go.
back. So it's a fun league. We used to do a dynasty league.
Ugh.
It's just hard
No,
to keep
what do you
up
mean,
with.
ugh?
It's great. It's just really
Awesome.
hard to
It's
keep
just
up
when you have guys that people have real lives, like
Yeah.
work lives,
with.
like,
Yeah, it's hard.
and like as a commissioner, that's a lot of work. Like
It is.
we had bylaws, we had rules. You could trade draft picks. Like it was for 4 or 5 years. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's just really hard to keep
Especially because my 2 keepers were Jarvis that I drafted late and Kelsey that I got as an undrafted free agent his rookie year. So those are 2 great ones. But I could. And then we had to give them up. But
This is my first year with the keeper. I drafted Michael Thomas. Didn't play it down. Still won. But now I get to keep him for this year.
what year did you draft him? I mean, what round did you draft him in?
It had to be after the 6th, so I think I took him like the 8th.
Oh, that's good.
That's not bad.
That's a good keeper.
That's actually a pretty good keeper.
That's a good keeper.
I'm back-to-back champion, so no big deal.
You're bad.
Yeah.
You're bad.
10 team though, huh?
12.
But Friday,
There you go.
Earls will be
$50
good.
buy-in,
There you
coach.
go.
This is when
Ooh.
This is when we start really pumping Earls. before the Fridays, before you get to the game day weekend.
Yeah.
It's 4:30. People are they're yearning for something. We give the people what they want: a good time, some fun. That's up to you. That's up to you. Up to us to bring people in, friends there. For us, it's a little harder because our friends are married usually. And
I don't have any really.
You have friends. You have friends.
You have friends.
You have,
You
young
have friends that
You have
like
the
to
young,
drink.
the young go hard friends.
That are looking for a party, looking for a reason.
But what did y'all do on Fridays on a game week?
We
Whenever
went
you
out.
were in school, did you still go out? Because
In school?
Well, we
Yeah.
had practice.
I can't answer that one. I was
He was
in Lod Cook looking out the window.
Oh yeah, you were.
Just staring out the window.
Looking out the window, listening to all the music.
SpongeBob
Me
in
and
it.
JoJo was in the room like, no.
Must be nice.
That was your roommate on game night on the Friday? Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
That picture's awesome.
We have practice. It depends on what the Saturday was. If we had-
football.
If we knew we had a practice on Saturday, hopefully the practice wasn't long and it was probably around. If it was really early, we would try not to do anything long on Friday night. Didn't work all the time.
You talking about when you were in school?
Yeah, when I was playing.
Okay.
Now, if it was if we had a short practice on Saturday, and we're like, all right, we can wear it, we would wear it. Now, if we didn't have a practice on Saturday, it was usually, honestly, Friday night we have a party at the house.
Did that change like after you got out of school?
You let other people do your fantasy draft.
We
there.
made a little.
I think we started. We got to one point we kind of blew the top off of Thursday.
We made the adjustment in our lives after that. When we were in the off season, had a little money in our pocket.
It kind of became like
It kinda
play
became-
action, take the deep shot.
Yeah.
Every night.
It came
Thursday
out Thursday night. We would go. We have
Onside kick.
First and 10, stick it in the belly, pull it out.
because Thursday
Fucking he
night.
down there somewhere.
Because Thursday night you could go and like you're still young enough to go out to like the college bars. So Thursday night was usually like Fred's or maybe Bogey's at the time, and then we'd wake up on Friday. We'd
Go
go
to
get
class.
we'd get a workout in.
Yeah.
We would get a workout. No, we weren't
Yeah.
in school.
No.
We'd get a workout.
Get
in.
your work in. We got that was
We'd
that
sweat
was,
it
had
out,
to be
and
done.
then we would all be like, "All right, what are you gonna do Friday?" Like, let's just kick it tonight. We got a big day tomorrow, all day tailgating. The kick it turned into we're gonna go out to someone's house.
Everybody kick it together.
We're gonna probably
Yeah.
play 2K, have a couple drinks playing
Play some
2K.
pool.
Then there's some music, and then like, okay, well,
You
I'm
got
having
jeans
fun.
on.
I'm starting to feel,
already.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel kind of good. And like everybody, hey, you dressed? You dressed? Hey, you want to go and see what downtown looks like?
Oh.
Yeah, we'll go see what downtown looks like. All right, we're gonna go for a little bit. A little bit turned into 2 a.m.
These are the most dangerous days.
Yep, and
Yeah.
then 2 a.m. we ended up getting back to the house. We go to sleep. We wake up, and it was tailgate time, and it was.
Then it was all day.
And then Sunday was
You're
couch.
playing
Then
football.
Sunday was my phone's on. Don't call me.
Don't call me.
Leave me alone.
Boy, what a time! What a time to be alive. at
In
that
football.
point.
See, we kind of did a similar thing, like not as non-athletes, but Friday was always trying to be the lowest key day because you would go out Thursday, no doubt,
Right.
because especially game week, you're like, all right, we got to get the demons out on Thursday. Friday, let's relax. Saturday, got to get up early. Friday would inevitably roll into like, holy shit, football's here. We might go out a little bit for a while.
So now
All
football
night.
season Friday,
Then
you
you
have.
wake up on somebody's couch and you're like, I can borrow your shower.
Well, during
I'll
Fridays
bring
of
it
football
back.
season, Fridays of football season, the bars have usually someone playing, like some
Yeah.
music.
I hate live
Someone-
music.
But it's like DJ. It was not just like live music. It was like
DJ I
DJs
can
or
do.
someone like bumping. You know what I mean? Like to where they would bring people there because they knew
Kevin Gates
Kevin Gates.
at Shady's.
God, you remember
We
that?
had Shaq
You remember the
last
Kevin
year.
Gates in the parking lot of?
Yes, it was. What is it, Shady's?
Yeah, it
'Cause
was.
I was at.
Yeah, it was. I
UView
forgot
when
that used to be
happened.
Shady's. Yeah.
Yeah.
He literally did.
That was before he became Kevin Gates. That was
No,
before
he was.
big.
He
No,
was.
he
He
was-
was Kevin Gates. He just
Oh.
wasn't like national Kevin.
That's when he was
Gates.
doing
like,
satellite.
yeah,
shit.
like
That was that
literally
bad.
a whole concert in the parking lot. I'm like, bro.
It was awesome because
Yeah.
Rebecca lived at UView, so we just posted up on
Oh,
the
UView.
on the.
Oh, y'all
porch.
literally watched it from there?
Yeah, we had
That's
VIP
crazy.
seats. It was awesome.
UView. Good times in
UView.
UView.
We had Shaq come DJ last year, one of the Friday nights before the games.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sports show. We're not even talking about. So it's okay. This is what happens.
Did you tackle Shaq one-on-one if he
No.
didn't see you coming?
If you didn't see me coming,
Could I tackle him?
Mm-hmm. One shot.
Is he standing stationary or is he actually moving?
It's DJing.
I don't
tough.
know, dude.
It'd be tough to move. I can get him if he's moving. I don't know about if he's standing.
If he's standing still, it's hard because you have to provide all.
That's
the
a big
momentum.
tree that got to fall hard. And
Yeah, he's not ready for you.
there's no momentum going anywhere.
If he has a big enough base, dude, I don't know if I'm getting him down.
If he's moving, I got him. One shot, I can corral
You can trip
two
him
legs.
up and like
I could corral 2 legs.
yeah.
I don't know about if he's just standing there though. It's gonna take a lot of. You gotta shoot me out of a cannon.
What else are we gonna talk about? Can you talk about this?
I mean, that was a pretty good question when we're trying to kill time. Did we talk about Tom Brady? Do you want to?
I mean,
we
we
talk
can.
about the quarterback position again?
No.
Talk about the guy that got shot.
Yeah, Brian Robinson.
Yeah,
Brutal.
that's tough. You see
Yeah,
that?
that's rough. I don't,
Did you see how that happened?
No.
I wonder how it's gonna affect his career. Actually, I mean, I know they said he's in stable condition and stuff, and
He said it's his leg, I think.
I think he got shot like
Four times.
through the glute and and then the lower leg 4 times. I heard 2.
Oh.
Either way, I think they were all of it was like
how
lower
did it
body,
happen?
though. He was getting robbed.
I know, but you told me. Would you ask me? You said how? Do you know why it happened?
No, did you see like what happened? Like this is just I was listening to McAfee earlier today, and they had Rappaport on, Rap Sheet Friends, and they were asking like what happened, and somebody tried to steal his car, and he just said no. He was like, "No, dude, you're not taking it." And they pulled out a gun, and he like tried to obviously run away at that point. Took a couple to the back,
Wow.
and
Damn, that's cowardly to shoot a guy when he's running away. You
Yeah.
can have the car now.
right. But
So now
I
you
just
gonna
love
shoot
that
me?
he was like, you know what? I got Tom today. No, you're not taking my car.
Oh, you wish you didn't
Yeah,
have time.
probably. Yeah.
Probably wish you didn't have time.
But he's
I mean, that's
okay.
tough.
He's okay, and he deserves like all of his like kudos for what he did at Alabama, where he sat, played until like waited until he was like a 4th-year
Yeah.
senior, essentially.
Knowing
Was
that he
a
was,
stud
what am I saying?
last
Knowing that he
year.
was that kind of guy, it doesn't surprise you that he like tried to fight that situation, because that's what he's
No,
done. For
his
forever.
entire life.
Like
Yeah.
that's really been him. But
And-
that's unfortunate, man.
So
That's tough.
and apparently he was in a tough part of DC. That's the word out. So I don't
There's
know
a
how
lot
that
of tough
happened. You
parts
gotta
of
watch.
DC.
You gotta watch yourself.
I hate that, man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I would do in that situation.
I'll be interested.
I'd give him my car.
I'll be interested to see what.
Unless I had a gun on me or something, I'd give him a car. I don't carry a gun, so.
I wouldn't even be able to find my keys. I'd be like, bro, your guess is as good as mine. You want to look together?
Mine's in my truck, so I can't really like grab it out the truck if he's guarding the door. with
Well, you
his
just say,
gun.
hold on, let me get the keys. Strap.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, it'll be.
You want to do project? Oh, good.
Well, but I say this will be an interesting week because it's for NFL football. It's cut week. Like you'll start seeing like
You're gonna see a lot of guys.
you'll see
a lot of
names
guys
where you're
have to
like,
be cut.
who got cut?
A lot. Well, that's I think the
Did
Saints are
y'all
banking.
see the Garoppolo news?
Yes.
Hey, remember I talked about I like how they run the front office and how they do stuff there. Like you got Debo that came out and was vocal about not wanting to go back.
You're right about- you
They
called
handled
this.
that very well. He came back. They got a contract deal done. You got the Garoppolo stuff where they straight up said, "Hey, Trey Lance is the starter." He comes back. It's been quiet there through camp. Every team was going to let him walk so they could try to get him, and they restructured the deal and basically saved $18 million.
And
And
hey,
the guy
if you play,
right.
and if you
And
play,
if he plays,
if you become the guy, you can win. You can get
Right.
up back up to $16 million.
right. Like I'm like, damn, bro. They do a lot of stuff right over there.
Right. You're right. You called that, no doubt.
You think he plays again this year?
Sean said, "Tigers go 8-4. What are our weak spots?" Question mark.
Thanks for the help, Sean.
just asked you that?
Come on
Yeah,
the
he
show.
asked me a question mark. He goes, "Tigers go 8-4." This is what I wanted to ask though. This is what I wanted to do. This little like projection, right? Because listen, I love talking NFL. I want to talk all sports. People here want to hear LSU. It's the beginning of the season. Let's go against projections, right? Let's just not exact number of yards, right? Let's just go with who do you think is going to be our leading rusher? Who do you think is going to be?
Talk about LSU.
And you would assume Butte is going to be the leading receiver, right?
Booty.
I guess who's going to be the number? Booty?
Yeah, that's
Is
how
it,
you pronounce
is it Booty?
Mm-hmm. Finally came out.
Oh.
Who finally came out?
Keyshawn finally told everybody how to pronounce his last name.
Took him 3 years to say that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he did player interviews at the beginning of camp, and they were like, "How do you pronounce it?" He said, "Booty."
Booty. Bet.
Okay. Well, Keyshawn Booty
There you go.
would.
Put
You're
some
going to assume
respect
he's
on
probably
him.
going to lead, right? Let's go number 2. Who's going to be the number 2 leading receiver, whether it be tight end?
Either Taylor or Neighbors.
Oh,
Ooh, tight end.
God, that's a good one.
It's lofty,
Okay.
but it's one.
Who do you
of
want?
the two.
Who's going to lead the team in tackles?
Ooh, that's hard because they rotate.
You know what I mean?
a
Like
lot.
this gives you kind of a
Mike Jones.
okay.
I
like
that one.
that's not a bad
Yeah, I
one.
like that one too.
I like that one. What if
I
Harold
gotta go
Perkins does
Penn.
it?
I'll go
I
Penn.
would love that.
What if
I'll go
Harold
Greg
Perkins
Penn.
leads them?
I loved your call about Harold Perkins coming in to be a spy also for week 1 because you could see a little bit. Was it Travis Hunter from Florida State? You could see he had a little wiggle. So if you just kind of take that part out of his game when you put Harold Perkins on the field on like 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12, and it's like, oh, just get absolutely
Travis Hunter.
the Florida State quarterback. Is that not his name?
His last name's
I
Travis.
would say you just listed the Jackson State.
Travis
guy,
State is the
but-
Jackson State receiver that was supposed to go to Florida
Oh,
State.
he's awesome too.
Yeah.
Should have gone to
Can't,
Florida State.
we're not gonna spy
Jordan
on him.
Travis.
Jordan Travis. Stupid name.
That's the
Why do you
quarterback's
have two
name.
names?
Sports show.
Yeah,
Sports show.
I watched the game.
Fandom's
Bet on it.
back.
So spy, yeah, Harold Perkins could spy him because he can keep up with him. I like that.
Well,
That's a
also,
good move.
but you got to think like he didn't have spring ball or whatever. He's still learning the playbook. What's more simple than hey, you're
Follow
spying the
him.
quarterback.
Yeah.
If he runs, you go hit him.
Okay. So you say
Leading
Ta-
we're talking about leading
yeah,
tackler.
you
My
said-
vote's Greg Penn. I think
Okay.
he'll be on the field the most.
I
They're
like
very
Mike Jones, too.
they rotate a bunch. I think he'll just see the most.
I'm just
Snaps.
bringing up conversation
No,
pieces.
I love it.
You know, who's gonna lead the league? Who's gonna lead the team in interceptions?
One of the safeties. I feel like.
See, I think it's gonna be the guy from McNeese.
you think they're gonna test him a lot early and he'll catch some? That's yeah.
Colby.
Richardson, not Dickerson.
Also, they rotate a lot too. I don't know. I would have to go Converse. Like,
Might go Joe
out of the
Fuchsia.
corners. I would
Might
go
safety or
Converse.
I don't know how much Sage is gonna play.
I would go Major or Jared Converse.
Sacks.
Mason Smith.
That's a bold statement from the
BJ
interior
Ojulari.
line.
I'm going BJ.
I think BJ.
I'm going BJ.
Well, I just gotta
coming
say-
off,
I gotta say
it's
something
coming off the
different.
edge. Yeah.
I mean, edge guys you would assume would have more.
Yeah. But
If Mason Smith leads the team in sacks and it's a lot, he's gonna be up for defensive player of the year.
yeah.
I mean,
What year is he, by the way?
sophomore.
Yeah, he'll be a projected top 5 pick next year
Yeah.
if he leads the team in
Yeah.
sacks.
So here's my question, my other question, right? This isn't a projection, but I was looking at has Miles Frazier been, because we were talking
He's
about
a
this,
sophomore.
but he was the guy that transferred from FIU,
Florida,
right?
Yeah. Or
So
Florida and Atlantic, I think.
is it Atlantic?
No, it was FIU.
Yeah, FIU. So he transferred. He was a All-American from there, right? He came in. He was a tackle there, wasn't he?
Yep.
In spring practice and leading up, he's been working on the right side of the line, correct?
Yep.
Has he been working at left guard at all?
I got kicked out of practice.
Yeah, maybe we got banned.
So I haven't heard much.
Everything I
whenever-
saw, he was on the right side.
Right. So my question, and this is probably you more so than anyone, is you have a true freshman starting off at left tackle, right? You have another guy who's experienced. He's had a year in college. He was very talented. He played really well as a tackle at a school. Transfers in. Do they put him on that left side to help the freshman left tackle because it's going to be the blind side of his quarterbacks, like to help with protection and to help with making that one side dominant? Or am I overthinking that and that's not something that they think into? You know what I mean? Or is that...
I think it's possible, but I think the statement to put Campbell at left tackle as a freshman is a bigger statement than anything else that you can say about.
No doubt.
Yeah, like
I mean,
that,
dude, he's been left tackle from basically the start.
You're asking a ton for.
He's gonna have to block Will Anderson.
You're asking a ton for that guy to be able to be in that position and to put him there out of anywhere else, because you could easily say, hey, we believe you got
play right
the
tackle.
ability to do this at some point, but we're going to put you at right tackle.
Right.
For them to put him there to start says a ton about him more so than anything else.
I agree.
And so I think the bigger statement in that is that they believe in him that much to put him there in that from the start.
Also, Frazier could have just been more versatile in terms of being comfortable on the left side. Maybe
Yeah.
Bradford.
The footwork's
not.
different too, so maybe
No doubt.
he's more comfortable with the
He
footwork.
might
And,
have
that,
played
and
left-
I was
played
just I was
left tackle
posing the
last year.
question
Yeah.
because you have a guy who has a little bit of experience who was good, and you have a guy who is going to have to block the premier ends in the SEC.
Yeah.
do you want to give him a little help? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's so.
And look, there's a guard and tackle.
It's probably
Like, how much help is he going to be able to help
That's
him?
probably part of the pros of it too, right? Like that's a good part about it. But I don't. If I had to guess, that wasn't the main decision.
Yeah.
Of why to put him there.
If I had to guess, he probably played left tackle last year. I don't know for sure, but I would assume he played on the if their quarterback's right-handed on the quarterback's blind side.
Maybe.
Where are you on the 10 being panicked, 1 being calm for the special teams for LSU? They just announced the kicker
It's hard to see without
Just now?
today.
Oh.
Yeah, in the middle.
It's hard to panic without seeing it, really.
Well, who's the
But
kicker?
it just feels like there's been a lot of.
Who's the kicker?
Why would you be panicked about it?
They
That's the
announced it.
question.
You said they announced it.
I
Hey,
don't know
Ramos.
the name.
Let me
It's
ask you
Ramos.
this: why would you be panicked about it? Like, you think the kicking game's gonna be that bad, or
Based off what the reports were, that's right?
Yeah,
Based on what you've been hearing.
It's kind of been a debacle.
But maybe it's not
And
a debacle.
LSU's been so good on special teams.
Maybe it's
like
not a
kind of
debacle.
hit the reset button in terms of what your expectations are. You got Cade York out there bombing 70 yards.
Here we go,
for the
though.
Cleveland
Here's my thing.
Browns.
Well,
This guy comes in, knocks down 2 or 3 field goals his first game. We're good.
Because that changes your strategy on offense, right? Especially for in the first week game.
yeah,
against
dude.
State.
But it's also, dude.
Not
I'm
that
gonna
much.
just be honest with you. It's also college football. Like, which one of these Nick Saban teams that you've been like, hey man,
Yeah, right.
that kicker's the one that's really
You
putting
got to
him over the
score in
top.
college. You
Well,
got
a
to score.
lot of Alabama teams with Nick Saban, like that's.
No,
kind of
he
been
said
his-
how they've been good. Like
Oh yeah, not many.
Okay,
You
so
have
that's
to
my
score
point. Like,
touchdowns
yeah,
in
like
college.
you have to score touchdowns in college.
Yeah, but
Like,
they've lost games.
Well,
I know they have,
Yeah.
but
Not
that's
very
my
many
point.
games.
No.
But that's been their
No,
weakness.
Hey.
no. Listen, yeah, I get that, dude. Like, yeah, that's been their weakness. But I guarantee you, year in and year out, they're not like, oh shit, dude. I just don't know if the kicking game's gonna hold up this year. That's not like when we go back. If you're going into a facility and you're going into their coaches and they're evaluating their team at the college level, there is very few times where if you lose a game, you're pointing at the kicking team for it. Just
Well,
not where it is.
Also, what you said about like changing the offensive scheme, Kelly specifically said today, he's like, we're not changing anything we do to protect anybody. So you got to play football. He was talking about the kicker, and they were asking about that. Like, would you change?
And that's good. That's
your
how it
approach?
should be.
He said, no, we're not protecting anybody. And also, Polian in his press conference last week said Ramos nailed a 54-yarder at the end of practice to win the game in a 2-minute. So I mean, it's not like he's missing kicks and missing a ton of kicks.
Yeah.
I take what I hear as reports of especially special teams with a grain of salt, because until they show me that they cannot do it on the field or that they can do it on the field when it's nut cutting time and it's pressure, it doesn't matter.
And I'll flip it back to what I was saying too. Like, think about last year. Like, Cade York's given all the credit and more that he deserved because he went out there and did it, right? But let's say we keep getting stopped like that, and sooner or later you're like, man, we just can't move the ball. We can't just keep putting it to the kicker to have to get us there, get us over the hump every time, right? So for me, like, that's always great, but if we have to keep putting that guy out there, then we're not doing what we need to do as a team anyway, especially in college ball.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just.
So my panic level is like
But what I think of is early Coach O, whenever he was in his first year, or in his first actual year, was very reliant on the special teams because he's like, all right, we got here.
Now
let's
listen,
get
special
points.
teams-
Like, this makes everybody more comfortable.
special teams, as far as like punt coverage, all that stuff.
That's
like
different,
That's
yeah.
important.
That's super important. That's
Very
different.
important. Like
And
that.
and I'll be honest with you too. Like, for me, when I watch college football, bro, the kicking game, as far as for like kicking field goals, is so much harder in college than it is in NFL. Why? Because of the hash marks.
Hashes are wider.
Hash marks are wider, so these kicks are at more of an angle. You watch the NFL game, the hash marks are on the goalpost.
Why is that?
That's just how they play the game.
Well, because I'll tell you why. Because it's easier for the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
think about it, if you're throwing
It's-
from the right hash, not many college quarterbacks are going to be able to throw from the right hash to the sideline of the other side of the field. That's a long.
That's also kind of when you watch college football. That's why you can play college football like east to west as far as for the NFL. Because when the hash is this much further over, well, you got another 5 to 7 yards to outrun somebody to the sideline. Makes it a little different. You know what I mean? So that's why you can play
like the windows.
horizontal game.
It's just everything's played in the middle of the field.
Yeah,
in
they
the
played
NFL.
east and west as opposed to north
Yeah.
and south.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, like when I think of the kicking game, I'm like, if we're relying on kicking game in college, we're not in a good spot.
Like throwing the ball from that one hash to the other sideline in college, like
Show.
it's very
It's very far throw.
But you have a lot more room to like move the pocket
Yeah.
and do things, and you have the whole field open.
It's funny you'll bring that up when Mettenberger made a living off of throwing from.
Yeah, because you had a
the
bazooka.
yeah. But it's
Yeah.
just like that was your offense. Like let's run a 15-yard comeback, and it's like this is the hardest throw in football.
Yeah.
Let's do it 15 times.
See,
a
I
game.
like the comeback, the out route, the deep out route. You gotta
see-
be good with that.
well, you
If
see
throw
less-
that on the
you
inside,
gotta-
it's pick
It's,
six.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gone city.
You see a lot less because people don't understand. Like you see a lot less of run game. Like as far as for the run game, you don't see much running into the boundary in college. Why? Because there ain't no space.
No space.
Like there's nothing there. Whereas in the NFL, like there is that space.
Short side option.
Yeah, but that's not really a
You use
thing
that,
unless
you use
you
that
are
in NCAA
who.
football? Is that what you use?
And-
it
unless
as?
That-
you
that's
are
a George
who?
Jefferson special, dude. That's
But,
called into
yeah.
the boundary, 3rd and 8, short side option. Get rid of it.
I just want to see what it's gonna look like.
Me too.
On
I mean,
Sunday.
we're at the time where it's no longer.
We got a lot of
Uh,
good stuff
yeah.
to watch on Saturday. I'm gonna be in New Orleans all weekend, and that's gonna be fun. Are you
Starting
going up?
Saturday.
Are you going up there?
Saturday, yeah.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
What you doing?
We'll devise a plan.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Everybody's been talking about it. I gotta go to dinner. I have one. That's the only thing I have scheduled. I have to go to dinner on Saturday night with my boss.
Galatoire's?
No. You've asked me this every time I say that. You say Galatoire's. I say
Do
no
I?
every time. And then
Lucy's?
we're gonna go. I'm not telling you what we're going to eat.
Brothers
No,
3?
no. And so we're gonna go eat dinner. After dinner, we're done. We're free. I'm staying at Hotel Hollander.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What you doing? Nothing,
Nice.
chilling.
Staying at the Hollander Inn.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. All right. Seggies.
You bring 4 of your friends.
Yeah. Seggies.
Seggies?
Seggies.
All right. Got me in a good mood. I'll do some seggies. We got a bunch of curtain calls.
I know.
Who wants to take what?
Well, no, the curtain calls aren't first.
Oh, we want to do brought to you by Dozy
The segment's not brought to you by. It's not the name of the segment's not brought to you by.
Not my fault.
Not my fault. It's brought to you by Doe's Eat
Doe's
Place.
Eat Place.
There you go.
Not my fault.
Football season's here. Go watch some games in the bar. Order some food.
I do love that place.
Yep. All right, let's hear it.
This is awful. So, not my fault or my fault. My boyfriend, not me, this is a story off the internet, making my boyfriend eat fast food for a week because he refuses to learn how to cook. So, I left for the weekend, but I refused to buy him his frozen meals that he likes. This man loves to eat frozen food. He only microwaves, like, I would imagine, like, Hungry Man, whatever the fuck that is, like, disgusting. Instead, she replaced his food with groceries. The only thing he can do is microwave frozen meals. I've been trying to teach him the basics. Seems like it just goes through one ear and out the other. I've taught him how to turn on the oven. He says he doesn't know how to do it. I taught him how to turn on the stove. He says he can't get the temperature right. The toaster is too complicated for him to use, he claims. He doesn't know how to boil eggs, cook rice, or even how to measure ingredients using cups, which seems fucking impossible. So here's the part where it may be my fault. I went on a trip 2 weeks ago for work. I'm in charge of buying groceries and have separate accounts. And I realized how expensive the frozen meals actually are. They're $4, which does not sound expensive. But I guess if he's eating these every day, 3 times a day,
Yeah,
that's
that can't be
12
very
bucks.
healthy. But go.
No, I mean, this guy's got to be a piece of shit. And so instead of buying his frozen meals, she bought him a bunch of vegetables and like shit that you should cook with. And he doesn't like leftovers, so she couldn't cook for him ahead of time. Instead, bought up all the stuff, and then gave him one more lesson on how to cook in the kitchen. We went over using the oven, we went over using the toaster, which he still said was too complicated, and bought him, just in case, as a failsafe, we went
Ramen noodles.
ham and turkey
Okay.
sandwiches.
Okay.
And she comes back a week later saying, she comes back a week later, he says, you tried to kill me because you left me with no food, I didn't know how to cook, and you knew this.
How old is this guy?
I don't know. I wouldn't imagine, I think 36, the last I saw, which is absurd. I know how to cook, and I'm a fucking idiot.
Okay.
And I can, grill a chicken
This
breast.
is 1,000% his fault.
And that's what I'm
Okay,
thinking. It was
it's
more
1,000,000% his fault.
I mean, like at the end of the day, too. Like if he doesn't cook any of that, you just said she went with ham
I
sandwiches.
mean, look,
too.
you go to
Yeah, you
You
covered all the
eat ham
bases.
sandwiches
you can
too.
go to YouTube and learn how to do that.
But that's I guess the point of contention would be you knew that he wouldn't be able to do any of this, so you actually set him up to fail.
Proven point. You're 36, brother. Grow up. Figure it out.
She didn't set him up to fail though.
The sandwiches.
Because she had the ham sandwiches. Like, all
That is
right,
it.
you can't do any
The
of this.
sandwiches
There's
saved
also
her
ham
from it not being her
sandwiches.
fault.
Yeah. Okay, so no sandwich is her fault?
No, I don't think any of it's her fault. It's his fault for not trying to learn it. But then she leaves him sandwiches, gives him an option. Like, hey, if it all comes out, if shit hits the fan, you literally do not know what to do and you panic. Go ahead, take some bread out, put some stuff on it, put some meat on it, and eat it.
Or if you're just too lazy, say 2 days you actually do it, and you're like, man, I don't feel like cooking the next day. Sandwich. Nah, you didn't even touch the sandwiches. Nah, he's out.
No, that's bad on him.
That's a tough 36-year-old.
That's soft.
Right
I would definitely break up with him.
I think, I mean, do you cook, Jack, at all? Mm-hmm. See? I mean, I just feel like it's not that.
I love cooking.
I do too. I just feel like I don't understand. I've never met anybody, I don't really think, that doesn't know how to cook anything. Like, you don't know how to toast bread, bro? Like,
yeah, it's
you pop it in there, you put it on 3 or 4, and then you just wait. The oven is just a waiting game. It's the easiest thing in the world.
Toaster.
You know what I'm saying? The oven too. It's the same thing essentially.
Yeah, but you have to know.
Cooking. Let's be honest. At the end of the day, cooking's really time management. Like, are you gonna take the time? You're gonna take the time to think about, well, hey, if I'm gonna eat around.
No, if you're gonna do some fancy stuff, like
no. Yeah, like there's different levels, but I'm saying as far as to survive, it's just time management.
Listen, bro,
That's all.
You've cooked, you've eaten scrambled eggs before. You know what they look like. So you put the stove on, you heat up the pan,
spray it.
You spray it first. You heat up the pan, you crack the eggs, whisk them. Throw them in there.
That guy doesn't know what a whisker is. Let's just be honest.
Do you pre-whisk or do you whisk in the...
I've done both. I like to pre-whisk before, though.
In the bowl?
Yeah.
And then pour?
Yeah.
Hey, that guy, he does not know what a whisker.
Use a fork. Doesn't matter. I like that. His fault. Okay, curtain calls. Brought to you by...
That's just so sad.
It is sad. I'm embarrassed for him. I'm embarrassed for him.
Relationships are getting ruined because he won't...
It should be.
This is like the third one we've had where a relationship is ending.
Yep.
Hey, can't win with him.
Can't win with him. Curtain call is brought to you by Lance Beal, attorney at law, Lafayette, Louisiana. I do need to do all of those reads again because those are very embarrassing for me.
Well, you're just tired.
I was tired that day. I did them all in one day. It was early on in my
broadcasting career.
Oh yeah. All right. Curtain call? What's your curtain call? I know what your curtain call is.
I'm doing the first one up. Whoever wants Paxton claim him now because the video's coming up.
I mean, I put it in there.
Yeah, do it.
Yours.
Take it.
So I guess the guys had a little rock paper scissors competition amongst the baseball team yesterday or the day before, and the true freshman Paxton Kling pulled it out.
There you go. There you go. A little team bonding, team camaraderie.
That's nice to see. That's really early. Look at the hair.
God, some of these
Who's he
kids are
playing
so young.
against?
I think that is another freshman.
Look at Riley. Look at my guy.
Look how many guys.
Look at the team camaraderie though. It's a big locker room. You know where they have enough
That looks like the
lockers.
entire student section.
You know where they have enough lockers for everybody.
I love this. This is awesome.
It's great. It's great. Good for you.
All right, this is South Champion. Yep.
Did he just win the right field job right there?
No.
He's
got some work cut out for him.
If sneaky, I would pick Paxton Kling to be a rock paper scissors stud. Just after his confidence on the show out of nowhere, really. Whenever I didn't know what to expect, freshman.
He's not hesitating on what he's putting down.
No, he's got it. He's got a little mindset.
Okay. What's yours?
Let's see. I have to get back to the dial. Oh, I actually did a real one.
I thought it was you.
Mine is Tremont Waters, absolutely balling. I didn't know he was a Puerto Rican native.
Oh, me either.
Me either.
But he's playing for Team Puerto Rico, and he is absolutely...
Do you have to be a native to be?
I think so.
You have to have some kind
Or
of...
I think your parents had to be
yeah.
from there. Yeah.
But he is absolutely balling. I think he scored 29 or 31.
29.
And he was just, it looked like old LSU where he is just doing people up. Like
Putting
it's
the ball
all,
on a string.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's just all very like sexual.
Step back.
The ball's on the string.
It's always
And so I just thought these were all cool highlights because you haven't seen a lot from Tremont Waters lately.
yeah.
Hi.
I like that.
But
good.
I was happy to see him because he's always been able to do this.
Yeah.
So I was happy to see him. I hope he gets a shot in the NBA, and I hope the Celtics kind of realize what they got there.
All right, you got one?
I do not today.
You do not.
We have
Okay.
one where we have another one if you want it.
We have a few.
Yeah. Put
Mike,
like
my current calls to you
Oh,
for your weekend. Your 6-2 weekend. You came out. It's been I think it's been a minute since you've gotten hot like that.
it felt great.
I know that's a good way to go at that. I think that's a good way to go in a
Touch
football
me,
season.
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
So like, is it a good or do you want to start off like really hot first week when like the games are you don't know much about the games?
Yeah.
I think so. I'd rather win money than lose
Yeah,
money.
what do you mean?
Me on the other, I like to look at the other way. Like I'm glad I started 0-2 because I can only go up. You know what I mean? I can
Man,
only
give
win.
me the wins wherever I can take them.
I just want this beer snake.
The beer steaks is good too. If they messed it up though. Boom.
Oh, no.
Oh, I mean, they're
Oh,
hammered.
no.
They're Ireland. All free
Free
beers?
beer because of technology. See,
I love
sometimes when technology goes south, it's a good thing. All free beer because technology,
because the internet went out.
the internet went out, so they couldn't ring up anybody, so they just gave free beer.
Stay free beer.
Oh, it's kind of like Uncle Earl's on St. Patrick's Day. Remember with the
Was
power?
those free though? I don't think that was free.
No, but they still made service happen,
Yeah.
which
wasn't
was
free.
because they didn't want to, and they're like, "We have no idea. We're gonna keep track of this."
I
Here's
was
cash."
going through it at that point.
Boy, that's news to me.
I was going through it for that moment at St. Patty's Day for like those 35, 40 minutes as the power was out. I was going through it. We got through it though. I made it past that.
Yeah, you're a better man for it.
Yep.
Mhm. Have y'all talked about that?
That needs to be left unsaid.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Great show.
A lot of people blacked out that night, that
Yeah,
day.
it happens. It's a long day.
I mean,
We rode the float. Long day. Long day. Good show today.
good show.
Good Monday show.
Sorry about the Brandon LaFell audio a little bit
It's not on you.
dicey. Not
It's
on
you.
us, but
It's on you. Next time we'll
the
just
more
make
he
sure.
comes on, the
Yep.
more, yeah.
Yep, no doubt.
Get better and better.
He's great. We should have him on all the time.
Yeah, we'll get him
He
on.
seems like he likes it.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
What
Let
is he
him talk.
doing?
We'll talk some.
Huh?
What is he chilling?
So he's training some kids right now. I think he's trying to figure out exactly how he wants to really get into that space, but I think he wants to start like kind of training the younger kids. That's
Nice.
but
Good. Let's have him on all the
yeah,
time then.
yeah. So
Speaking of receivers in the NFL, before we go, y'all see what Baldwin's doing? Receiver from the Seahawks,
Doug?
Dougie.
Doug.
He is a CEO of an upstart tech company, like crushing it. Crazy.
Well, he's a Stanford grad, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Ugh,
I should have
sounds
been.
like so much work.
That should have been my curtain call, but shout out to Dougie.
Dougie
Doug
B.
Baldwin being the CEO, jumping in there like I forgot about Doug Baldwin. You don't remember that he's not playing anymore, and then like
Super
you
Bowl
look at him
hero.
like, oh damn, this guy's doing it.
New Madden came out. Looks like it stinks.
They haven't changed Madden forever. It's the
Yes,
same
what the
Madden
fuck?
every year. It's
They
the
don't
same
have any
Madden.
competitors, bro. Why would they change?
It's the same Madden every
They
year.
got Blitz coming out.
They don't have any competitors.
Do y'all remember NFL
Street.
the other one? Like,
NBA Street was that's what first started.
That's the one thing. That's the one thing that I think that's wrong with those video games is that they license them to one company or the other, so the other companies can't do it. So when that happens, there's no competitors. They're the only one that puts out a game on the market.
So people won't buy it because that's the only they got.
That's the only one they got. Yeah. So
All right.
How
I'll
good was
s-
the Bigs? That was a good game.
Who?
The Bigs, the baseball games.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, those were great.
Just getting a fist fight.
Yeah.
Backyard baseball.
no
was good.
MVP when they used to have the
What
college
was it?
version.
Awesome.
Hey, remember
What was it?
MVP when they
Was
had
it
the college
Slugfest?
version of it?
Oh, yeah,
Firm.
Texas was on the cover.
Firm.
What was it? Slugfest.
Slugfest was
Yeah.
good.
And then they had
Ken
the-
Griffey Jr. baseball was great on N64.
Dude,
Left, right, left, right,
Right.
left, right, home run every time with Griffey.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's cheat codes. I think it was left, right. I think I may have messed up, but there's a
Down,
cheat
down,
code. Boom, home run every time.
That kind of cheat code.
Triple play, left, right, left, right,
Ooh,
left,
triple
right,
play
left, right.
was
Triple
good.
play. That's when you got the boom, the bonus team, and you got like little short guy who's this tall, and you bunt and inside the park home run.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Big
Triple
head
play
mode.
was good. I remember
Big
that.
long bat, bunt the ball over the fence.
Yeah, but this,
Yeah.
I mean, bring these back.
Yeah.
Let's have some
Um,
fun. Do you remember the? I think it was called Playmakers.
Oh
Not
yeah.
the TV show, the game where you could hire hookers and send them over to your team's, like the other team's room. Y'all didn't play this game?
Never heard that game.
Why is Lloyd the only one that's played this game?
Never have heard that game.
Lawrence Taylor was on the cover.
Who?
Lawrence Taylor, the guy,
Lawrence
big coat
Taylor.
guy.
I know who Lawrence Taylor is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm aware with who he is. Not aware with this video game, though.
I'm just saying, it's a great game. But then the NFL got out of this space where they're like, we don't want our brand associated with this kind of stuff that is all too true.
Duh.
Well, leave that for Grand
video
Theft
games.
Auto.
I just
Imagine if you could do both.
Jesus.
Let me live all 7 days as an NFL football player, where I got to go to practice. I can go do whatever I want.
Hey, Lloyd's bringing up a video game over here.
Like, maybe I get in a little trouble. Maybe I don't. Maybe I sleep in. Maybe.
What if they added what if the character on Grand Theft Auto was a professional athlete?
That would be awesome. Like, we're onto something.
And you never actually played his games, but you were just him off the field.
All
And
of
he
your
was just
behavior.
and he was just
That's
a
what
riot.
video games are going to. That's where it's going to. That's what's gonna happen.
Like, all of your behavior on Monday through Saturday depended how you played on Sunday. You're like, oh
my
shit.
goodness.
I went out 6 days this
The
week.
virtual world is gonna be like video games are gonna be like you can put yourself in the video game. That's gonna be happening.
You know who I don't trust? Is Mark Zuckerberg at all.
Right. I don't think anybody
He
trusts.
spooks me.
Yeah.
He could probably
People that are that smart, I don't trust because they're just so much smarter than me. I don't know how to. I can't.
I think he's
can't
faking it.
I can't invent. Do you?
No, he didn't invent the internet, kind of.
I don't think he's faking it.
No, either.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Great show. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you on Wednesday, 6 to 8, and we'll see you on Friday, 4:30 to 6 from Uncle Earl's. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for
Participating.
ignoring us if you were ignoring us. But as long as you can ignore us, just have it running on your computer
Yeah,
before you
and
ignore
then
us.
pull it up again, put it on loop.
Yeah, and then make put some comments in there. Talk to us.
We do need more viewers.
Huh?
We do need more viewership.
Damn, I don't like that answer from you. We didn't have a lot of viewers today, huh?
70.
The whole time?
Yeah.
You never got higher than that?
We gotta get up. I don't know
What happened?
I don't
It was
know.
up
It's
for
a
a
good
little
show.
What was up? We got up there for a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh well.
You know, maybe we'll quit.
Yeah, maybe we'll quit.
All right. See you on Never.
See y'all on Wednesday. Peace.
Later.